The visuals have shown how some section of the students tried to be very violent, and in fact the police are saying that they probably were not students, they were just outsiders who infiltrated. But today this news from Bangladesh that the Jamaat-e-Islami has sent a letter, issued a formal note encouraging the students. This is a gross interference in India's internal affairs and should be taken up strongly with the government of Bangladesh.
Ma'am, you have served as former, High Commissioner to Bangladesh. Tell us more about the Jamaat-e-Islami's role there. How much does it impact? And do you think that their interference in Indian matters, is it justified?
Is a radical Islamist organization, and they have been against India, I would say, right since 1971 and even before, because they were the ones who supported Pakistan in the 1971 liberation war. They supported the genocide of Pakistan against the people of Bangladesh. They actually, even till today, they believe that this, they think that was the right thing to do. And that genocide which Pakistan unleashed and killed millions in Bangladesh, raped women, and the minorities were completely crushed. Attempt was to crush them. They were able to hold their own. All this was done by Jamaat-e-Islami. They have always been the key institution in Bangladesh supporting Pakistan. It has always been the conduit for Pakistan in Bangladesh. So when we know that the Jamaat-e-Islami has issued the protest, we know where it's coming from. We know who is actually supporting this kind of way. But I think that Indian democracy is very strong. Indian students are very sensible, and that they will not, accept any kind of such gratuitous advice from outside. And the Jamaat-e-Islami deserves strong condemnation for what they have done.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, ma'am, for speaking to Republic. We also will tell you more about the CJP goons. We have accessed more videos, so don't go anywhere. Keep watching Republic as we continue to reveal the CJP goons, their connections, and how are they planning the protest that was unleashed and targeted the police personnel in the national capital.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया? आया।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाई जीरा से MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH। I wake up wearing someone else again, skin tight like porcelain. I don't recognize these eyes, something scratching from inside. Don't let it slip. Losing control. I don't wanna be safe anymore. Underneath there's a fire they can't keep. No more faces.
Finding myself. That's my moment of Sarah.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy.
यानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएम की बात एकदम सॉलिड।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
We cannot say that we will see relief for sure, but yes, definitely messages are being exchanged between Iran and the United States, and both of them have confirmed.
The Jamaat-e-Islami has announced support for the CJP. This is the Bangladeshi organization which has now expressed solidarity with the CJP and the CJP protests that took place. The purported letter now says that the Jamaat-e-Islami stands with the CJP protesters, and on behalf of Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami, we express our full unconditional solidarity with the ongoing student movement in India. Your courage, struggle for justice, education, rights and human dignity has deeply touched our hearts. This is what a Bangladeshi organization is speaking about when they are speaking about internal affairs of India. This is unacceptable, and this also highlights of the ramifications of CJP protest. If anti-India forces now are giving support to CJP, the CJP now needs to come forward and denounce such support. They need to make it clear whether they have any links with Jamaat-e-Islami or other organizations or not. They need to come clear. The onus is now on the CJP goons who were protesting, who were attacking police personnel. As visuals on your screen show that one police personnel was targeted, they were hunted, they were chased, they were identified, then they were beaten, and with sticks, with stones, with bricks, they were targeted. Stones were hurled at the police personnel. We also have Chandrakala live with us, who has been following all these updates. Chandrakala, we are seeing now that this Bangladeshi organization is now expressing support for the CJP protest.
Yes, now what we are learning is that the Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami has publicly extended its support to the ongoing protests in India. This has now, triggered a major controversy because now Bangladesh has once again, proved that now they are coming in support of this CJP protest. In fact, the Islamist party officially backed the agitation, triggering significant political discussions, as we can see, drawing scrutiny and intelligence agencies over the potential internalizations of domestic Indian issues. Now we also understand that this comes amid a period of heightened regional tensions and political realignment between both the nation. Now this Jamaat-e-Islami and its allied parties recently also announced border protests against India, and we know that ever since the ouster of Bangladesh Prime Minister, former Bangladesh Prime Minister, the relations between both the countries have gone down the hill, and now this particular statement coming in from the Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami is something very concerning. Raising certain questions as far as they are supporting directly the CJP protest. Is there a link between both? And this is a Nepal-like situation. This is the Bangladesh-like situation right at this moment in New Delhi. Currently, we are witnessing a protest being put out by, the Congress leaders have gathered here at Prime Minister's residence, demanding resignation of the Prime Minister and the Education Minister, and also seeking response as far as the brutalities against students in the CJP protest is concerned yesterday. And now this support by Bangladesh raises a lot of questions. They have in fact expressed full and unconditional solidarity with the ongoing student movement in India. In fact, I would like to reiterate what they have said in a statement. They have supported the students who are courageous. Struggle for justice, education, rights and human dignity has deeply touched their hearts and inspired millions. This student movement in India has become a powerful symbol of resistance against oppression and a beacon for youth rights across the subcontinent. So yes, a very, very concerning situation. And earlier also what we have seen that the US Embassy has already put out a notice, already put out a demonstration, demonstration alert on 17th July, much ahead of the protest that took place in Jantar Mantar, and also alerting their citizens of a farmers' protest to be taking place today. This was informed by the US Embassy on 17th of July, much ahead of the public notice, and now we are seeing that the Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami has put out their, support, has come in support of this very CJP protest that has triggered, that has, led to casualties of thousands of police personnel, students, innocent lives, students, and also police personnel. Of course, we have seen how the brutality has taken place. Several of them were injured. And today, now that the monsoon session of Parliament is underway, there is no debate, there is no discussion that has taken place. But yes, a massive protest really has turned into a terrible, place wherein this massive protest is underway. Yesterday, CJP, today the leaders of opposition have come out, demanding resignation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So yes, a very, very concerning situation, a very, very volatile situation right at this moment in the national capital. This is the largest ever protest that has taken place in the national capital. Despite the leaders urging for a peaceful and, a smooth functioning of the parliament, now we can see this is a political upheaval has taken place. This is a political strategy, being put out by the leaders of opposition who have gathered here and demanding the Prime Minister's resignation. The sloganeering continues. And, of course, this is the hooliganism is at its best, The CJP has exposed the kind of hooliganism that is underway right in the
Chandrakala, and let's also tell our viewers about Jamaat-e-Islami. A little bit background that I want to give in here, that it is a very dangerous organization, an anti-India organization which has been working in India as well, and now the Bangladeshi Jamaat-e-Islami coming forward to give more support or add fuel to the fire, if I'll say, because this is an organization which is against secularism, which is against democracy. This is what this organization's support to CJP means. Is CJP also against democracy? Are they also echoing the same sentiments that Jamaat-e-Islami stands for?
Yes, in fact.
We also have more breaking inputs coming in. Viewers, the planned manner in which these protests began, the way police was attacked, and the narrative of creating a Nepal-like situation suggests that some force is behind these protests. We have accessed chats that show a deeper conspiracy at work. These chats tell you about the mindset that was made and pushed towards this protest in the garb of protest. They wanted to add more pressure on the government, but how? This is how. The chats allege that they wanted people to even die during the protest so that more pressure is built on the government at the center. We also have Shambhavi joining us on the phone line. Shambhavi, do tell us about these chats that we have accessed. They show what kind of preparation was made, how the modus operandi was done before calling this a student protest. We're having some trouble with Shambhavi's line, but as we were questioning this protest, you can see, and we're also questioning the links of the CJP. We are also telling you about how the planning was done in a manner that it has eerie similarity to what we witnessed in Shaheen Bagh. In 2020, national capital was again made hostage. Several protesters chose national capital and choke the very lifeline of the country. And again in 2026, a rerun of Shaheen Bagh model. The same toolkit was witnessed when the protesters chose Jantar Mantar as a site. They had no permission, but still marched forward, demanding that they need to be held accountable. Who needs to be held accountable? The government, as they said. But how are they seeking accountability? By targeting police personnel, by chasing police personnel, by hunting and hurting them. The chats that we were discussing about, how was this protest organized? The protest was organized by some people in the so-called group of these protesters, the student protesters, saying that we need the Modi government's last day tomorrow. So prepare well. This is how you need to protest. And if somebody dies, that will be beneficial for the cause. Lal Salam, tomorrow will be Modi government's last day is the message on your screen. This is not that we are making up. These are the charts that we have accessed of people who were stating that they want to go forward, raise demands of the youth of the country. But what we are witnessing now is just complete chaos, complete mayhem on the streets, what was transpiring. The other message was, as I was saying, if someone is killed, the government will come under pressure. That was the motive, and they were wishing for somebody's death. We also, our line is fixed with my colleague Shambhavi. Shambhavi, we are tracking the links of CJP. We are demanding answers from CJP. Will they stand? Now we are witnessing in the update that Bangladesh's Jamaat-e-Islami has expressed solidarity with CJP.
Well, yes, the letter that we are actually showing our viewers right now, that is showing a letter which was purportedly issued by the Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami, where they have expressed solidarity with the ongoing student movement and the movement which is done by CJP. The protest that turned into a riot yesterday, and even today they have managed to cover some certain parts of the roads, and they continue to raise slogans. Now the letter, a little about the letter clearly extends, if we read the words, full and unconditional solidarity to the students. So they are giving full and unconditional solidarity to the CJP students who have been protesting. And it has described the protest as a struggle for justice, education, rights, and human dignity. And has also called the entire movement, what has been happening since days now, as a powerful symbol of resistance against oppression. So this is the kind of letter that the Jamaat-e-Islam has issued. And also the organization has spoken against what the students have been facing, allegedly saying that it condemns any repression, violence or injustice by protesting students. So this is what we see as the support being extended to CJP by Jamaat-e-Islam. And definitely this new letter is likely to add a new political dimension to this entire controversy which is happening. But yes, definitely this shows that Jamaat-e-Islam is extending full and unconditional solidarity to the CJP protests.
Telling our viewers about Jamaat-e-Islami, a little background of this organization. Jamaat-e-Islami is a very dangerous organization, viewers. It is against secularism, it is against democracy. And now a Bangladeshi organization also supporting the CJP. Is the CJP anti-India? Is the CJP anti-democracy? Is the CJP anti-secularism? What is CJP standing for now? The onus lies on these goons. They need to come forward now and tell if their links, as we are seeing how Bangladeshi group is extending support. Is there any support from the US? As we know that the US Embassy had put out a notice, a leaked notice has been accessed by Republic, which says that the US Embassy knew about the protest at Jantar Mantar. They knew that something is happening, a violent protest will take place. They also knew about the farmers' protest. Remember, farmers have gathered at the Delhi border, and they are also suddenly demanding that the center needs to be held accountable. Then we have Congress party outside PM Modi's residence protesting for what? the NEET examination. But the NEET examination has been successfully carried forward. Students, the Gen Z, had appeared in that examination and proved their merit. They have passed the examination. So what are these protesters protesting for? We also have my colleague Amrita in the studio with us. Amrita, we are talking about how the CJP is one organization which first unleashed their goons, and now we are also witnessing how organizations from Bangladesh, anti-India toolkit is active after this violence that was witnessed at Jantar Mantar.
That's what Republic has been accessing, in fact, Aditi, because this again exposes how there has been a riot toolkit, because they have heard of protesters chanting about Nepal, about ripping up the parliament. And now with this latest addition to this whole story, it again showcases, it exposes, in fact, the conspiracy that has been pre-planned, that this, in fact, was pre-planned, Aditi, that it has been going on for a while, and they took the moment and they have mobilized the masses and also picked the particular day, because, you know, just a few days ago, that Republic have accessed the Ministry of the US Embassy, in fact, have issued an advisory that saying that there would be mass mobilization and demonstration on the 20th and 21st of July. And with this, again, several organizations also showing this support to such organizations, showing support to the protests, once again exposes how the conspiracy is very deep-rooted, in fact. In fact, you can see there have been several visuals, and these are some of the chats that have also been exposed. You can see there have been various chats. They were trying to download several apps that can go online even after the connection is down, saying that they can work even after the network is blocked, showing that they have planned to mobilize the protesters using such apps so that the protests remain in place. And also you can see now there have been several charts that they wanted to take down even the Prime Minister. There was charts that said that this is the last day of the Prime Minister, which is in fact amount to sedition. It amounts to major criminal cases of such words being uttered in chats. These are public chats, these are group chats, and that again shows mass mobilization, that the protesters have in fact been radicalized. You can say that in fact they have been radicalized to carry out such atrocities, such violence unleashed against the police officers, against authorities, and public properties being vandalized. These are not just random, in fact. Now, viewers, let us go through some of this visuals, viewers. Now, Republic accessed several videos showing how there was clear and deliberate attempt to incite violence by the CJP protesters, in fact, on the streets of central Delhi in the name of student protests. These are the visuals. The second video, it shows hundreds of CJP protesters. They were chasing police officers, pelting stones at them and other objects at them, while in the background you can hear them calling out in the open, and calls being made also to hit the officers very hard. In fact, it shows violence was planned. You can see these protesters, they will pick up stones and throw them, targeting the police officers, chasing them away. There's several protesters, and they're in fact trying to provoke them as well. You can see them trying to provoke the police officers so they get hit, so that they can hit back. You can see one of the protesters almost aiming one of their stones towards the police officers, and that again shows that how many of them were carrying several rocks and stones to be thrown towards the police officers. Now this, viewers, in another shocking video, rioters were seen vandalizing a police car. They were throwing huge chunks of stones on the windshield of a police car, destroying them. And you can see there towards the end of this video where the protesters were targeting police cars, destroying the windshields and stamping on them as well.
गाड़ी पलट रहे हैं, गाड़ी पलट रहे हैं। सर भाई बंद करो, सर बंद करो यार। ओ गाड़ी पलट रहे हैं, गाड़ी पलट रहे हैं। सर भाई बंद करो, सर बंद करो यार। ओ गाड़ी पलट रहे हैं, गाड़ी पलट रहे हैं। सर भाई बंद करो, सर बंद, सर भाई बंद करो, सर बंद करो यार। गाड़ी पलट रहे हैं, गाड़ी पलट रहे हैं। सर भाई बंद करो, सर बंद करो यार।
Right, I'm now joined on the phone line by Shiv Sena leader Shaina NC to give us more information, to give us more details into this escalating violence in Delhi. Thank you so much, Ms. Shaina NC, for joining us on this. You may have noticed how such escalation of violence happened across Delhi, and we can see several police officers have been targeted. And in fact, there's been several visuals and chats that have been exposing that this was pre-planned. There was a deep conspiracy, in fact, to mobilize such violent protests on this day. What is your take on this, Shaina NC, and what do you think of this escalating violence on the particular day where the monsoon session was supposed to happen, was supposed to take place?
Shiv Sena believes that the students of India are not the future, they are the present. They are entitled to agitate. But having said that, it has to be done with discussion, dialogue and debate. You can pick 3 to 4 students to talk to the government. What is the reason to cause violence and property damage to bystanders? We need to have a peaceful, disciplined protest, and this is the time to discuss in Parliament. So Mr. Rahul Gandhi, if he actually is committed to a fee rollback or job policy changes, then it is for him to raise these questions, calling attention in the 0 hour, be it in the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha, submit whatever memorandums, and do understand that the government only wants to dialogue. By having press briefings that are focused on not the issue but on slogans, to have a toolkit that is trying to instigate our youth is not acceptable. At the same time, there is a secretary-level committee that is putting forward all the representation in the public domain and explaining step-by-step stands with legitimacy. And it is important for us to understand the time is to talk, and when you have a monsoon session, that's when the students can raise their points, the parliamentarians can answer, and the government can dialogue. But that only happens through dialogue, discussion and debate. So please, let's not hold each other to ransom, and do understand that if there are certain people who are making a political point out of this, it's sad that they're shooting from the hip and really using students just as toolkits.
Right, Shaina NC, continue to stay with us. We are also joined on the phone line by Jyotsna Tirunagari from TDP. TDP spokesperson also joins us on this broadcast. Jyotsna, thank you so much for joining us again. And I would like your comments on this as well, because this does show that there has been a deep conspiracy. This was pre-planned. It has been established through several chats that Republic has accessed. And The question about what Shaina Ansi was also trying to say, that this could be a protest and this could have been a democratic protest, and those dissents could be brought up in the parliament for discussion because the monsoon session is still ongoing. Why would the protesters resort to such wide scale, such widespread violence and unleashing it against public property, against police officers, when that can be had on a proper platform like the parliament?
See, first and foremost, there is a genuine concern that needs to be addressed, and government is trying the same now. If you see, government has been trying to, talk to the agitators. We have been constantly, not once, not twice, we have been constantly trying to negotiate, talk to them, have a dialogue with them. See, our government is committed to the students. Our government is, that's the reason when NEET paper was leaked, the second, when we have a retest done, we immediately made sure everything was on track and the results come on time, everything. See, the point is you need to get to a logical conclusion, whether it is, agitation or whatnot. We don't deny the right to agitation, and government believes it's the right of every other individual in the country. Every citizen has that right. But at the same time, arriving to a logical conclusion is what we as government looking at. Very clearly, for us, the students' thing is very important. What they require, what they want is very important. At the same time, maintaining law and order in the country is also very important for us.
Right. Thank you so much, Jyotsna, for joining us and also giving us of your inputs on that. And now, viewers, we will be taking a very short break, but we will continue to track this story, this massive violence that has been unleashed. Coming up after a very short break, American embassy's leaked note hints at deep state involved in the Jantar Mantar protest 4 days before the violence. How did the US embassy know about this? Coming up next in a very short while.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार, विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट, ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े।
चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
We cannot say that we will see relief for sure, but yes, definitely messages are being exchanged between Iran and the United States, and both of them have confirmed. Messages are being exchanged and both sides are looking or examining the messages which they are receiving. Marco Rubio has also indicated that, and similarly the Iranian Foreign Ministry has indicated that. As of now, America is definitely hammering Iran, especially the coastal areas and south of Iran, right? The ports, the civil infrastructure also, the bridges, the roads, the towers, the radar system towers and all, so that it can degrade the capabilities of the Iranian forces to impact and influence the Strait of Hormuz. However, whatsoever be the
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डवेयर मसाला।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट, ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े।
चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Republic, and the top story remains the CJP goons and their links. But for now, I'm Aditi Bhardwaj, and let's tell you more about the latest updates in the headlines. CJP goons caught on camera assaulting and hurling stones at cops deployed at Jantar Mantar. Video proof accessed of CJP goons attempting to lynch police officers. Even female officers were not spared during the CJP attack on the police personnel at Jantar Mantar. American embassy's leaked note hints at a desperate attempt by the foreign agencies. Was there any deep state involvement to what transpired at Jantar Mantar? How did US embassy know? Shaheen Bagh, Jahangirpuri, Delhi riots. What is the same toolkit? Is it the same toolkit which is active in the CJP protest? We'll find out. Republic continues to appeal to citizens, recognize these violent protesters and speak up India against such. And viewers, as we continue to deep dive into what was CJP's real agenda, the motive of that goon attack on the police. Now, a leaked note by the US Embassy is hinting towards, was this CJP violent protest planned? Citizens have escalated that this violence was certainly, which looked like a planned activity, because the US Embassy's leaked note says that the American citizens are advised not to travel to Jantar Mantar. The advisory was issued on 17th of July. 4 days before what happened at Jantar Mantar, the 17th July advisory by the US Embassy says that there will be violent protests at Jantar Mantar on 20th July and even today on 21st July. The US Embassy note says demonstration alert. The US Embassy's note of 17th July highlights how they were aware about a certain group coming and gathering at the Jantar Mantar. The protests will be violent, and how even today when farmers are there protesting and marching towards Delhi, the US Embassy note had clarity on that as well. Protests at Kisan Ghat in central Delhi expected on July 21. How did they know? This is what remains to be clarified. We also have Sanjay Nirupam from the Shiv Sena joining us. Mr. Nirupam, we are highlighting how is there any deep state involvement behind CJP's violent stir that happened in the national capital?
See, the whole agitation or the movement started by CJP is completely hijacked by the political parties of India, particularly the opposition political parties who are completely rejected by the Indian electorate. These political parties don't have guts to start any agitation, don't have basically guts or power to mobilize people. But now, since the student movement was going on, since CJP party was raising the issue with regard to NEET paper leak, and from all over India, people, the youngsters, the young people were getting mobilized. That's why they thought that chalo ab chalti gaadi mein chढ़ जाया जाए. तो the way प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स के घर के सामने जिस तरीके से जो ये तमाशा किया जा रहा है, my most important point is that NEET एग्जाम का जो पेपर लीक हुआ, that was a wrong thing. Nobody can defend that. But after that, the same government organized re-exam for NEET and ensured that there should not be any paper leak. Now the exam has happened, results has come out, 11 lakh students are already passed. So what is the point in carrying forward same movement again and again? So now it is no more for the students, but it is just a political movement. The whole thing is politically motivated, and they are just running a political agitation against the government. That's all.
Mr. Nirupam, but the Congress party, which is staging a protest outside PM's residence, claims that the government didn't handle the issue very well, and hence now the political parties have to jump in and raise the voice.
Government's duty was to organize, arrange the NEET exams nicely, and there should not be any paper leak. That was the responsibility of the government. And when the NEET exam was reorganized later on, government ensured everything should go peacefully and without any hassles. And that has happened. That means government has already discharged its duty very well. As far as the protest march is concerned, yesterday's protest march was initiated by the CJP boys, and they had always said that we will carry out a peaceful protest. But the whole protest was hijacked by some frustrated communist leaders and the workers. And these communist leaders, they started violent action, and later on, police had to respond to that violent action carried out by the protesters. So whatever happened, nobody can defend it. The police should not lathi charge on the protesters. But if the protesters are throwing stones at the policemen, then they will have to react it. And the most important जो सबूत है उसका सबूत ये है कि जो एजिटेशन करने वाले थे उनसे ज्यादा जो घायल या इंजर्ड लोग हैं, they are the policemen. I think more than 110 policemen are injured in that stone pelting incidents, while 60 or 70 protesters are injured. So that the whole thing was hijacked by communist guys, and they started creating problem, and they had made the whole protest a violent protest, and that is why police had to resort to the lathi charge.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nirupam, for your viewpoint. We also have more breaking inputs coming in at this hour. The protests from Shaheen Bagh to the recent CJP mobilizations share a distinct pattern, viewers, that repeatedly targets India's national capital as the epicenter of resistance. Organizers deliberately select politically sensitive locations in Delhi for sit-ins, camps and prolonged gatherings, leveraging social media for large-scale crowd mobilization while seeking to amplify a national political narrative against the government. This approach consistently triggers opposition versus government confrontation, often escalating into clashes with police, barricade breaches and serious law and order disruptions. We saw what happened at Jantar Mantar. Now, this recurring playbook underscores a strategy of sustained high visibility pressure in the heart of power to dominate headlines and shape public discourse. Let's also listen in to Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, what he had to say about the protests that are unraveling in the national capital.
वाले हैं जो लड़के लोग हैं उनको भड़का के अपना जो पॉलिटिकल स्थान है वो मजबूत करने के लिए ये सब विरोधों का प्रयास है.
थैंक यू सर.
हाँ, परवाह तो ना.
We'll also try and get Maharashtra Chief Minister's reaction. Devendra Fadnavis has spoken on the matter and said that if the opposition wants to have a discussion or a debate, they need to come to the floor of the House and not hijack the streets. Now, we are also talking about, is there a same toolkit or a protest playbook that is playing out in 2026, first in 2020, Shaheen Bagh, 2021, the Red Fort, and now in 2020 also was the Jahangirpuri model. Now in 2026, is there the same playbook, the same toolkit which is active, which is only keeping the national capital as a hostage for personal political gains? We also have Shambhavi, my colleague, who has been tracking all the latest details. Shambhavi, take us through the latest updates of what's happening in the national capital.
Well, yes, we are showing you the fresh visuals, live visuals from the spot. As you can see, things have started to get a little out of hand because a lot of people are here.
With Shambhavi, she was telling us how the national capital, where on one hand you have the Congress party staging protest outside PM Modi's residence, and while on the other hand you have farmers gathering at the Singhu border. The Delhi border is once again going to witness the same scenes that were played before in the Jahangirpuri protests. Eventually became violent, and in the CJP protest also you saw how police personnel were targeted. Well, as the politics is escalating over the matter, let's also listen in to how the political parties are reacting towards the CJP protest. We hear that the Congress party is not leaving any stone unturned towards targeting center. Listen in.
हम सब खुद छात्रों के साथ हैं, युवाओं के साथ हैं। आज मेरे प्रधानमंत्री ने एनडीए सांसदों की बैठक में स्पष्ट तौर से ये बोला कि भारत के भविष्य के साथ युवाओं, छात्रों के साथ कभी किसी तरीके का समझौता नहीं हो सकता। बट ऐसे में आप हर सत्र से पहले एक दो विषय को आप ले लेंगे तो फिर कलेक्टिवली लीजिए ना सारे विषयों को। फिर आज भी आप एसआईआर का मुद्दा उठाइए, फिर आप मुद्दे छोड़ते क्यों हैं आधे में? आप या तो उन मुद्दों को आप अंजाम तक पहुंचाइए, कंप्लीट कीजिए। आप इस मुद्दे को उठा के बैठे हैं, हर सत्र में आपको एक नया मुद्दा मिल जाता है, तो मतलब हंगामा खड़ा करना ही आपका मकसद है ना। आपको संवाद करके विषय को समाप्त नहीं करना है। सरकार आज संवाद कर रही है। आज किसानों के बारे में प्रधानमंत्री जी ने स्पष्ट तौर से बोला कि किसी भी तरीके से किसानों के भी हितों के साथ कतई कोई समझौता नहीं हो सकता। तो जब हम लोग किसानों के साथ खड़े हैं, हम लोग छात्रों के साथ खड़े हैं, हम लोग युवाओं के साथ खड़े हैं, ऐसे में और कैसे हम लोग मजबूती से खड़े हो सकें, ये सुझाव आप दीजिए।
राहुल गांधी से क्या बात हुई सर? राहुल गांधी से क्या बात हुई? सर बात सर जितेंद्र सर, राहुल गांधी से क्या बात हुई? बाद में भाई सर आप बोल रहे बाद में। सर आधे घंटे तक आप लोग बैठे रहे, राहुल गांधी माने कि नहीं आपकी बात? सर राहुल गांधी से क्या बातचीत हुई सर? सर हाई सिक्योरिटी जोन में बैठे हुए राहुल गांधी।
Some people take to the streets to protest. It is also possible that some hooligans and anti-social elements infiltrate such organizations and create violence and create havoc and chaos, which will bring bad name to the very organization which is organizing. Probably they want to do a peaceful protest. But look what has happened. Police officers attacked, home guards attacked, police constables attacked, public property attacked, government property attacked. Who did this? Now the entire label is getting generalized that all the people who came to Delhi and participated in this protest have done all this. Is it fair? So therefore, I think when we do something and we want to protest against something, we need to be very careful. Who is on my left? Who is on my right?
जो लाठीचार्ज हुआ है उसका समर्थन कोई भी नहीं करता, लेकिन लाठीचार्ज होने के लिए ये विपक्ष ही जिम्मेदार है। अगर विपक्ष इसमें नहीं आता, वो यहाँ आके राजनीति नहीं करते, तो ये आंदोलन स्मूथ चलता। लेकिन जो विरोधक है, जो नरेंद्र मोदी साहब के विरोध में काम कर रहे हैं, वो सब इकट्ठा होने के बाद ही ये सब हुआ है। इसलिए जो लाठीचार्ज हुआ है उसको जिम्मेदार हमारे विरोधक ही है।
The politics over the matter is escalating. You can see how political parties have jumped in, especially the Congress party, which is taking the benefit of this moment where the CJP protesters gathered at the Jantar Mantar, and now the Congress party is also echoing the same sentiment. They have also suddenly took to the streets. They are protesting outside PM's residence and without any permission. Just like the CJP, which had no permission at Jantar Mantar, the Congress party has also sat on a sit-in dharna outside PM's residence. PM's residence is a very high security area, and there we are seeing that such protests are taking place. Remember, Union Minister spoke, Jitendra Singh spoke to the Congress party leaders. We saw how he was speaking to Congress MP Rahul Gandhi, and Mallikarjun Kharge was also present there at the protest site. We had also Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, and we have the reaction coming in now from the Union Minister Jitendra Singh. He says, some time ago it came to light that the national president of the Congress party, Mallikarjun Kharge, along with other senior leaders such as Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, had suddenly sat on a dharna, a sit-in protest with their supporters at a location near Akbar Road. Mindful of the dignity of this major political party, the government dispatched resources and security to the location. That is Jitendra Singh issuing statement on the Congress party's protest outside the PM's residence. The political party suddenly sat on a dharna without any prior notice. The government dispatched Union Minister Jitendra Singh and Home Secretary Govind Mohan to the site to hold talks with the senior leaders. Rahul Gandhi was seen chatting with the Union Minister. The Union Minister was trying to request the Congress party to call off the protest as the location was not designated for such demonstrations, and the gathering was causing significant inconvenience to the general public. Remember, outside PM's residence, there was no permission granted to the Congress party for a sit-in dharna. But despite that, the Congress party chose to stage a sit-in dharna, and we also have reactions coming in over the protest. The Congress. We also have Jitendra Singh's bite coming in. Let's listen in.
राहुल गांधी से क्या बात हुई सर? राहुल गांधी से क्या बात हुई सर? बात सर जितेंद्र सर, राहुल गांधी से क्या बात? बाद में भाई सर, आप बोलना बाद में। सर आधे घंटे तक आप लोग बैठे रहे, राहुल गांधी माने कि नहीं आपकी बात? सर राहुल गांधी से क्या बातचीत हुई सर? सर हाई सिक्योरिटी जोन में बैठे हुए राहुल गांधी।
There you have it. Union Minister Jitendra Singh also claiming that there was a request put up to the Congress party to call off their sudden protest that they announced outside PM Modi's residence, but there was no response from the Congress party. Leaders of opposition are moving goalposts now. Government agreed to Cong demand for neat discussion in Parliament, but despite that, there is the reactions only coming in, but we also have from the TDP Deepak Reddy Gunapati joining us over the phone line. So what's your reaction on the Congress party claiming that they will continue their dharna while the government had made an appeal to call off such protest?
Now things are falling into place. If you see what Rahul Gandhi has been talking for the last 6 months of violence in the country and regime change and things like that. So this is purely sponsored by the indie ecosystem, and the poor children are being made a scapegoat. From TDP side, we definitely sympathize with the students. They have a right to protest. But where did the violence come from is the question to be asked. So this is purely something which is being sponsored by the India ecosystem, the anti-national elements, and you can see the violence which is going on. And violence has no place in democracy. So this is something what we are really concerned about. The children can come, sit down and speak. The government is always receptive. And that is the way the NDA goes forward. So dialogue is the only way, not violence, and the children should not fall into the trap of the India ecosystem, because if the cases are going to get booked, tomorrow they are not going to get government jobs, they are not even going to get their passports, and their future will be not so bright. So this is a matter of concern, and the students should take note not to be a tools in the hands of the India ecosystem.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gunapati, for speaking to Republic. This is the situation. The politics is playing out in full-fledged. The government agreed to Congress's demand for neat discussion, but will the parliament function? Because it is essential for the parliament to function, and the parliament has not been functioning since the disruptions have been continued by the opposition leaders, the opposition staging walkouts, raising slogans, showing placards in the house, and leading to this stage that no house has functioned so far. There has been adjournment in the house, and now the Congress party, which is sitting in front of the PM's residence, is just saying that we need to have a discussion. We need center to answer. But the government there making an effort to speaking to the Congress party. We saw Union Minister saying that you need to call off this protest. The Union Minister went up to the Congress party leader, Rahul Gandhi, as the visuals are playing out on your screens. But there is no solution to this. The government had agreed to Congress's demand for neat discussion. Remember, this is after that the national capital has been once again made hostage to the politics and the protest that we witnessed in the national capital. Right after this break, we will tell you about the American Embassy's leaked note, which hints at deep state involvement in the Jantar Mantar protest. 4 days before the violence, how did US Embassy know?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा।
In the India Today Best Universities Survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School Bengaluru.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट?
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा से। MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है? सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
we cannot say that we will see relief for sure, but yes, definitely messages are being exchanged between Iran and the United States, and both of them have confirmed. Messages are being exchanged and both sides are looking or examining the messages which they are receiving. Marco Rubio has also indicated that, and similarly the Iranian Foreign Ministry has indicated that. As of now, America is definitely hammering Iran, especially the coastal areas and south of Iran, right? The ports, the civil infrastructure also, the bridges, the roads, the towers, the radar system towers and all, so that it can degrade the capabilities of the Iranian forces to impact and influence the Strait of Hormuz. However, whatsoever be the extent of American attacks, it seems Iran is retaliating back, and Iran is also succeeding a little bit, and which is enough for Iran. So every night, CENTCOM says that we've done X number of sorties and bombed infrastructure to degrade the Iranian forces. And then after that, Iranian missiles and drones go, and especially Iran seems to be targeting right now more Kuwait, Bahrain, and Jordan. And in Jordan, it has achieved some wins also. There are reports that several or a good number of black
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े।
चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा, आर प्योर मसाला।
इतना में भेजा था रेस्क्यू करने के लिए। एक डिप्लो हो गया, 2 हो गया मोरियानी में, हम लोग का बाकी सेठो हो गया जोहट में। तो यहाँ में भी मस्जिद में कुछ लोग फंसा हुआ है, उन लोग पे हम बाहर निकालने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। अभी गुलाघाट से एक टीम आ रहा है, और सॉरी हुजाई से अभी तक आया नहीं, आप पहुंचा नहीं, आ रहा है, रास्ते में है वो लोग।
been a very devastating flood, and it has happened due to the heavy rainfall at the Nagaland area. And we were not expecting this kind of flood, and it never happened in my 50 years. I have not seen this kind of flood in this area. Unfortunately,
did Dipke plan the violence? CJP a front for political parties? Theatrics of Dipke falls flat. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Presented by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies since 1820. TVS iQube, India's favorite family EV.
The top headlines today: CJP goons caught on camera assaulting and hurling stones at cops. Video proof accessed of CJP goons attempting to lynch police officers. Even female officers were assaulted. They were not spared. On-cam caught evidence of assaults at Delhi cops. American embassy leaked note hints at deep state involved in the Jantar Mantar protests. 4 days before the violence, how did the US embassy know about this? Same pattern being followed, one protest after the other. The Tukre gang gathers to protest. Republic appeals to citizens to recognize these violent protests and speak up. Viewers, we are staying on the violent protests that's emerging in the CJP protests. Now, there's been a major statement from the Congress as well. Jitendra Singh said that Congress has not moved any notice on need in the Parliament, and they've also said that there has been no notice on need as well. Jitendra Singh has stated this, and this in regard to government. Let's listen into the statement of Jitendra Singh, Minister Jitendra Singh, on this regard.
राहुल गांधी से क्या बात हुई सर? राहुल गांधी से क्या बात हुई सर? बात सर जितेंद्र सर, राहुल गांधी से क्या बात? बाद में भाई सर, आप बोलना बाद में। सर आधे घंटे तक आप लोग बैठे रहे, राहुल गांधी माने कि नहीं आपकी बात? सर राहुल गांधी से क्या बातचीत हुई सर? सर हाई सिक्योरिटी जोन में बैठे हुए राहुल गांधी।
Right, and we are now joined by Salim Dharnidharan, DMK spokesperson, to give us more insights into this. Sir, thank you so much for joining us on this. And I would like to know from you that there has been this major outrage, that's been major violent protests in Delhi since yesterday. And what would you take of this? Because now there has been a conspiracy that has been exposed, that Republic has accessed various chats on this. And again, there's the Congress now saying that they have not moved about to discuss on the need issue. The question is, why would the Congress, who have been disrupting the monsoon session since yesterday without making it unable to function, and especially in regards to the need discussion, and they're saying there have been no discussion notice moved on that. What's your take on this development?
See, I think we should not add a complexity over this issue. It is essential to simplify it. What is the protest for? Why are the youth protesting? Why did this organization of Cockroach Janata Party come into existence? This is the primary question. And I don't think this political party should get involved in it and dilute the movement. The whole protest is because time and again, the union government, in particular the Human Resource Ministry, has made it clear that they are not capable of organizing an exam as simple as that, such as NEET, properly. Year after year, there has been leaks, there has been mistakes in how the answer sheets are corrected, A to Z, hundreds of problems. They have started the protest asking for the Union Human Resource Minister to resign. The minister himself should have resigned earlier, because it's not a small thing that 2 million people write an exam and year after year the exam paper is getting leaked or the exam is not conducted properly. Now that he has refused to do it, people have taken, the youth of the country have taken it on their own hands to protest.
But sir, the re-examination has been conducted successfully. There has been no leaks in the re-examination. Several students have emerged meritorious. They have passed the exam in flying colors as well. And also the government has also taken action on those leaks as well. Several people have been arrested. The CBI has now taken over the case, and now the re-examination has been conducted as well. The question is, why would the opposition, including the Congress and also the CJP protest, dragging the issue of NEET on this? And when, again, Jitendra Singh, the minister, also said that the Congress did not move any notice to discuss the NEET issue. The problem here is that, sir, when the exam has been conducted successfully, and now are they trying to drag the issue and disrupt the parliament now?
No, I think I will take the word that you used. You said the re-examination has been conducted properly. You said what has been conducted properly, the investigation has been conducted properly. I'm saying if your house is repeatedly robbed, but after that the thieves are being snapped. After that, okay, whatever loss has incurred, if I'm giving to you, would it be happy? No, I wouldn't be, right? Because people have studied and they think the April 20th is my exam, hypothetically, and then your exam gets cancelled. You go through mental stress, depression, whatsoever, because the future, this is not even a higher education exam, it's a bachelor degree exam, that too for a course as important as medicine, which means that on one day you may have written well, but then 2 months of more stress, and then you write, so you're going through stress, and maybe and there are hundreds of other reasons you're losing trust in the institution itself. But going up further beyond, why is it that a country can't have an exam run properly? Why is it we should have re-exams? Why is that paper have to be leaked?
Right. Thank you so much for joining us. But we have more breaking news coming in at the moment. And this is regarding the protests again. Several protesters have been detained. And these are the visuals that we're tracking. Police have detained several protesters on this. And they're now being taken to the police station, police custody. And several protesters have been detained in the latest. This regards to how the CJP protesters CJP protesters have now been detained following various FIR that has been filed against for rioting, for destruction of public property as well. And we are also getting visuals of those protesters that have been detained, several protesters detained by the police after the CJP protest yesterday. And right, and we're getting this latest update on the protests where the Delhi police have in fact registered 6 FIRs on this, and the FIRs have been registered against unknown person. But latest development is that several protesters have been detained now. Let us also listen into the statement given by Minister Jitendra Singh on the NEET issue and the whole ongoing protest as well. Take a listen to that.
तो इन नेताओं की वरिष्ठता को देखते हुए सरकार की ओर से ये फैसला हुआ कि मैं स्वयं और मेरे संग केंद्रीय गृह सचिव मौके पर जाकर के इन वरिष्ठ नेताओं से मिले, और हम ये सोच करके गए थे हम बड़ी विनम्रता से अपनी बात रखेंगे, तर्क रखेंगे कि सरकार से अगर चर्चा कर ली जाए बैठ करके तो ज़्यादा बेहतर है। बहरहाल वहाँ पहुँचने पर हमें श्री राहुल गांधी जी ने ये आग्रह किया कि यदि सरकार संसद में चर्चा के लिए तैयार हो जाती है नीट और उसके साथ संबंधित शिक्षा संबंधित विषयों को लेकर के, तो वो तुरंत अपना धरना समाप्त कर देंगे। मैंने ये बात उनसे एक मर्तबा नहीं 2-3 बार पूछी। उसके उपरांत मेरे हमरा केंद्रीय गृह सचिव थे, उन्होंने भी पूछा कि विल यू इमीडिएटली एंड दिस धरना इफ यू गेट एश्योरेंस? बोले हाँ। फिर हमने थोड़ी सी मुशक्कत की, एक्सरसाइज की, सरकार के शीर्ष नेतृत्व से चर्चा हुई और हमें ये कहा गया कि आप सरकार की ओर से उनको आश्वासन दीजिए कि सरकार को कोई आपत्ति नहीं है, सरकार तैयार है संसद में चर्चा करने के लिए, नीट को लेकर के भी, उसके साथ संबंधित विषयों को लेकर के भी, जो आंदोलन है उसको लेकर के भी। हमने जब ये बात वहीं पर राहुल गांधी जी के आगे दोबारा रखी तो बोले कि साहब मुझे तो शिक्षा मंत्री का इस्तीफा भी चाहिए। तो हमने कहा साहब अभी कुछ ही क्षण पहले आपसे बार बार जब पूछा गया कि आपका क्या मुतालबा है, तो आपने ये कहा था कि अगर मुझे ये आश्वासन दिया जाए कि संसद में कांग्रेस पार्टी को भारत सरकार चर्चा करने देगी या करने के लिए तैयार है तो मैं तुरंत ये धरना समाप्त कर दूंगा। लेकिन अब आप अपनी बात से हट रहे हैं। तो बोले साहब ये तो मेरी मर्जी है, मेरी मांगें बदल चुकी हैं। हमने कहा साहब दिस इज नॉट फेयर, यू आर चेंजिंग द गोल पोस्ट। बोले दिस इज माई विश। तो फिर हमने उनको विनम्रता से समझाने का प्रयास किया कि आप जैसे वरिष्ठ नेता को, जो नेता प्रतिपक्ष भी हैं, एलओपी भी हैं, ये शोभा नहीं देता कि कुछ ही क्षणों में आप अपनी बात से मुकर जाए। जब सरकार ये कह रही है कि संसद में चर्चा के लिए तैयार है, ना केवल इस विषय को लेकर बल्कि इस विषय के साथ संबंधित अन्य सभी विषयों को विस्तृत चर्चा के लिए तैयार है, तो बोले साहब नहीं, हम तो यहीं बैठेंगे, आप हमें उठा लीजिए। बोले साहब मैं तो आपसे चर्चा करने आया था बड़ी विनम्रता से, आपको उठाने का तो हमारा इरादा नहीं था, मैं तो सिर्फ आपसे ये अनुरोध करने आया था। लेकिन ऐसा लग रहा है कि आप शायद उस मूड में ही नहीं है कि आप कुछ वाया मीडिया या रास्ता निकाला जा सके। तो बोले आप जो मर्जी इसका निष्कर्ष निकालिए, मैं तो वही करूंगा जो मेरी मर्जी है। फिर गृह सचिव जी ने भी एक बात रखी कि साहब अगर आपको बैठना ही है धरने पर तो कम से कम इस जगह ना बैठिए, ये इससे बहुत असुविधा हो रही है जनसंधारण को। तो बोले ये भी मेरी मर्जी है। तो मुझे बड़े अफसोस के साथ कहना पड़ता है, ये बड़ा ही दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है कि एलओपी का इस प्रकार का व्यवहार रहे कि वो अपने पक्ष को इतनी जल्दी बदलते हैं। और इसका अर्थ ये हुआ कि वो कन्फ्लिक्ट के मूड में है, वो चाहते ही नहीं कि सरकार के साथ सहयोग करके जनहित के विषयों पर चर्चा की जाए या जनहित के विषयों को आगे बढ़ाया जाए। वो ये मन बना करके आए हैं कि कन्फ्रंटेशन हो, कन्फ्लिक्ट हो, मुझे कोई मुद्दा मिले। लेकिन हम जानते हैं इस देश का आम इंसान, आम नागरिक इतनी समझ रखता है कि उस प्रकार की पॉलिटिकिंग में या इस तरह की राजनीतिक नौटंकी के झांसे में नहीं आने वाला। और जहां तक सरकार का ताल्लुक है, आपको स्मरण हुआ आज प्रातः ही प्रधानमंत्री जी ने बहुत स्पष्ट कहा है कि नीट और पेपर लीक इत्यादि विषयों के लेकर के जो लोग भी जिम्मेवार हैं उनके खिलाफ कड़ी से कड़ी कार्रवाई की जाएगी, की भी जा रही है। बहुत सारे लोग हिरासत में भी लिए गए हैं। ये एक ऐसा विषय है जिससे लगभग देश का हर प्रदेश मुतासिर हुआ है, प्रभावित हुआ है, और हम अपने बच्चों के साथ अन्याय नहीं होने देंगे, ना ही बर्दाश्त करेंगे। उसके बावजूद भी यदि विपक्ष और नेता प्रतिपक्ष सहयोग करने को तैयार नहीं है तो मुझे विश्वास है देश की जनता देख रही है, जिम्मेवारी उनकी रहेगी। Actually, what happened was that late this afternoon we got to know that the Congress Party National President Shri Mallikarjun Kharge ji and some other senior leaders like Shri Rahul Gandhi, Mrs. Priyanka Gandhi, Shri Venugopal ji and others had suddenly sat on a dharna. So the government found it appropriate to assign me and along with me the Union Home Secretary to go to the spot and try to make them understand not to indulge in an activity like this, and instead they could come to the table, have a talk. When we went there, and very politely, very humbly, I tried to plead before Rahul Gandhi ji that this was not the manner in which he should be indulging, also did not behove a leader of his stature, the LOP, and also a senior Congress leader. He said yes, he was ready to lift this dharna, to suspend this dharna, provided he was given an assurance that government was ready for a discussion in the parliament on the issue of NEET exam, the paper leakage, etc., all those issues related to this. So I told him, I said, okay, very, very humbly and very honestly, I told him, just give me some time. I'll have to do a small exercise for this. So I got in touch with the top leadership of the government, and then I was conveyed that on behalf of the government, I could assure Rahul Gandhi ji that government is ready to have a detailed discussion on NEET-related agitation, protest, also on all the other issues related to NEET. When I went back to Rahul ji with this message, he said, no, but I also want the resignation of the education minister. Then I politely tried to submit before him. I said, look here, this is not done. Now, this is not a gentlemanly behavior, because just a few minutes back you told me that if I got the assurance from the government that they were ready for a debate in parliament on the NEET and the education-related issues, you would call off your dharna immediately. But now you're saying no. No, he said, no, it's my wish. My demands have changed now. Then I told him, I said, this doesn't behove an LOP to change stance and change goalposts that frequently and just within a couple of minutes. He said, no, that's my wish. That might have been my demand till a few minutes ago, but my demands have now changed. I have now two demands. Then the Union Home Secretary accompanying me politely tried to submit before him that this was, even if he had to sit on a dharna, this was not the right spot because it was causing a lot of traffic disturbance and the commuting disturbance for the common citizens. To which he replied, it is his wish where he sits and he doesn't need anybody's permission or anybody's advice on that. So we had no option but to leave the spot. It's very unfortunate. The leader of such stature, the LOP, has conducted himself like this. And I politely told him that means you are not in a mood to find a way out. You have made up your mind to have a confrontation. So be that as it, can't help it. And it's so unfortunate to come across something like this, particularly so when this morning itself Prime Minister Modi ji gave out a very candid assurance to the countrymen that nobody responsible for the paper leakage episodes will go scot-free. Not only that, he went on to say that the severest punishment would be accorded to the persons who are found involved in this. And he also said that we cannot compromise the future of our children at any cost, and we will not let that happen. And he also mentioned that this is a malaise which has now virtually affected not only the central government or some of these states, it's virtually affected almost every state and union territory of this country. And there is a nexus, a crime nexus operating, and we will not spare them, we will bring them to book. And within a few hours of the assurance of the Prime Minister of India, the LOP, instead of responding in the right way and putting across his hand of cooperation, has tried to be, or has decided to be, confrontationist. I think there can be nothing more unfortunate for a democracy.
Right, that was Minister Jitendra Singh speaking about the violent protests and also standing for the youth and the students as well. And that was a stern remark from the minister, and saying that the students need justice, they have to be taken care of. And in fact, he was also speaking on how the violence, the protest was going on, and that the students definitely deserve more. And in fact, that was the minister, Union Minister Jitendra Singh, speaking on the ongoing escalating violence in with regards to the NEET exam, and also the students who have suffered from that, and that there is no place for violence in democracy as well. I'm now joined by my colleague Rakshita to give us more information in this. Rakshita, you have heard also Jitendra Singh, Minister, he was speaking, and this was his first initial reaction on the escalating situation, and he was speaking about the students as well. Give us more on this, Rakshita.
Right, we're right now at the protest site, and we see that there are protests going on right now. Several Congress leaders are being also detained, but you have Samajwadi Party workers also right now. As you can see, we had also other leaders like Pappu Yadav also, and some leaders from the Samajwadi Party also, who are just right now leaving the spot as the police has been deployed here. And you can see that there are sloganeering that is happening. There were jammers also that were put in, but there is heavy security. There are road diversions, as we are showing you right now. This is the path that leads up to the Prime Minister's house. So from Kharge's house to the Prime Minister's house to 7 Lok Kalyan Marg is where we are standing right now. And there is heavy barricading, as we can see on the spot as we report from the site. There is Delhi police van also, because to disperse of the protesters, the leaders who have come here to protest. Rahul Gandhi led the protest along with Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, and we saw what happened. Jitendra Singh came twice to speak to them. First, what he says is that the demands were agreed to discuss the issue in the parliament, but now what we are getting to know as per Jitendra Singh is that Rahul Gandhi went back on his demands. In fact, he said he has 2 more demands now, which the minister of MOSPMO says, Mr. Jitendra Singh says that that this is unbecoming of a leader, and the same bite that we were playing out right now here. Of course, there is heavy security, so we cannot really go very much to that spot, but we can just show you what's happening, because there are many workers that who have gathered here, and there is security deployment, and there was sloganeering that was happening. Many of the leaders have left of the other Indi parties, but yes, the Congress party continues to hold the dharna, and several leaders of the Congress, several workers of the Congress were detained, is what we had learned. So yes, there is a protest that is happening outside the Prime Minister's residence. As we can see right now, there is some movement. We'll try and get you more details. If you see, zoom in, there is more movement, and I think there's some vehicle that is going to move, so we have to move aside. We have to shift aside our unit, because there might be some vehicle that might be moving. This is, of course, a very high security situation that we are looking at right now. If we expect a press briefing from the Congress, we do not know right now, but there is movement. As you can see from afar, we'll just zoom into those pictures, as there is movement there near the roundabout. There is movement near the roundabout. That is the Lok Kalyan Marg. When we zoom in, that is the Lok Kalyan Marg, and the Teen Murti Marg. This is the entire roundabout that we are showing you right now. Amrita.
Right, thank you so much for all of those updates, and this in fact continues to be exposed, and we're also getting reports that the opposition, several opposition leaders was also at the site as well, and Republic continues to stay on this, tracking the story and exposing how the protest was hijacked in the name of students and NEET exams, and turned violent and escalated and unleashed a massive amount of violence on the police officers. Getting you all of that on the other side, coming up after a short break.
Co-powered by Crystal Crop Protection, देश का किसान, देश का हीरो.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात. वाओ क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा।
In the India Today Best Universities Survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School Bengaluru.
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाए जीरा से MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे।
यानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े।
चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
We cannot say that we will see relief for sure, but yes, definitely messages are being exchanged between Iran and the United States, and both of them have confirmed. Messages are being exchanged and both sides are looking or examining the messages which they are receiving. Marco Rubio has also indicated that, and similarly the Iranian Foreign Ministry has indicated that. As of now, America is definitely hammering Iran, especially the coastal areas and south of Iran, right? The ports, the civil infrastructure also, the bridges, the roads, the towers, the radar system towers and all, so that it can degrade the capabilities of the Iranian forces to impact and influence the Strait of Hormuz. However,
Co-powered by Crystal Crop Protection, देश का किसान, देश का हीरो।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाए जीरा से MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी, एवरीडे।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े।
चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
यानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी
और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
वाओ मम्मा क्या स्वाद है।
अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा आरती और मसाला।
चिटागों में भेजा था रेस्क्यू करने के लिए। एक डिप्लो हो गया, 2 हो गया मोरियानी में, हम लोग का बाकी सेठो हो गया जोहट में। तो यहाँ में भी मस्जिद में कुछ लोग फंसा हुआ है, उन लोग में हम
Hi there, welcome back. And in fact, the Congress party seems to be trying to hijack the protests which were supposed to be about student tanks, but it seems that the Congress, the grand old party, the principal opposition party, believes that since it cannot put the government on the mat, let's try to jockey and piggyback over those student protests. Ultimately, there we saw in the pictures yesterday, hijacked by the hooligans. So that's our focus. So let's begin with the headlines. CJP goons caught on camera assaulting and hurling stones at the cops. Republic exposes the hooligans. Video proof access of the CJP hooligans attempting to lynch police officers. Even lady officers were not spared, assaulted. On camera evidence of those attacks on Delhi cops. The US Embassy's noted at deep state involvement in the Jantar Mantar protests 4 days before the violence. How did the US mission here in New Delhi know that this could escalate? Same pattern being followed, one protest after another. The Tukre gang gathers to protest at many places. The Republic appeals to the citizens to recognize these violent protesters as inciters and speak up. Raise your voice. Well, let's begin this with a major breaking coming in connection with the CJP protests that turned violent in the national capital yesterday. In fact, in a major revelation, it so happens that the CJP has some connections with the evolving political situation. A report submitted by top Delhi police officials to the police commissioner details how the Cockroach Janata Party movement originated, how it gained momentum, and the strategy allegedly used to build the campaign. According to the report, the Chief Justice's controversial cockroach remark during May 15 hearing was not directed at Gen Z, but was in fact against a litigant, an uneducated litigant, but it was later used by the CJP to launch and amplify its movement. The report further claims that after political setbacks in West Bengal, a decision was taken to aggressively push the campaign, suggesting the involvement of a larger strategy and an organized think tank perhaps behind the mobilization. For more on this, let's go to Atul Krishna. He's our correspondent who has accessed this Delhi police dossier on the CJP movement. Atul, please tell us, what can you share? How is this report connecting the CJP with the political dynamics of the moment?
Well, when the first time this CJP account was launched on Instagram, the Delhi police officers prepared a report, and this was shared with the top cop, the Delhi police commissioner, and the persons who were preparing the report were top brass officers of the Delhi police. They knew that something big is going to happen. So they have mentioned in the report that after losing the West Bengal election, the CJP, the Cockroach Jantar Party, was planning to launch a big and opposition was behind this. They have not mentioned the particular parties, that they have used the words like after losing the elections, they were something, they are going to do something like big movements, and they were acting like a think tank. They also have mentioned that the CGI did not say anything about the Gen Z. He was referring to a person who was having fake degree. He was saying that the person having fake degrees are roaming like cockroaches. He did not say anything to anyone who is a Gen Z. And also the Cockroach Jantar Party account, which is on Instagram, existed before this. If you will go through the about link of the Cockroach Jantar Party account, it existed in April as well, while the remarks of the CGI was made on May 14th. So definitely they knew they were looking for an opportunity, and after the CGI made this remark, they immediately changed the name of the account with CGI, and Abhijit Dipke was using this account. He opened a Google form and started inviting everyone to fill the form, and in a few days it got support from the millions. The top brass officers have mentioned all this, and it was submitted before the Delhi Police Commissioner Office, and that this report went to the Home Ministry as well. Back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Atul, for joining us with those details and this exclusive access of this report, which is essentially a dossier on how the CJP movement shaped up and how there are political connections or linkages of the movement which perhaps explain the kind of ballast that CJP has been provided by the likes of the Communist Student Organization, by the likes of Aam Aadmi Party, the Congress Party. They are, of course, now trying to completely hijack the protests that turned violent last evening. All right, staying with this, the violence during the CJP's Chalo Sansad protest that triggered a series of, or has triggered a series of questions that go far beyond the clashes witnessed on the streets of Delhi. Were the events a result of protest that spiraled out of control, or was there a larger strategy behind the mobilization? In fact, the police in the FIRs has added the sections of the BNS that pertain to conspiracy, from alleged chat messages discussing communication blackouts and sacrifice to eyewitness accounts, police testimonies, and comparisons with previous high-profile protests in the capital. Several new angles have now emerged. We decode the claims, examine the evidence, and explain why the controversy surrounding the CJP protests is continuing to grow. Okay, before we go to the package, we in fact have Rakshita and Saurav joining us live for more on this. In fact, they are live from central Delhi, and these are two places. One is Jantar Mantar, the other is 7 Lok Kalyan Marg, outside which the Congress Party is protesting. I believe they are being evacuated by the Delhi police, leader by leader. Coming to you first, Rakshita, what can you tell us about the present status of the Congress protest with Rahul Gandhi present there, the government making an outreach, and the Gandhi is really moving the goalpost there, as explained by Union Minister Jitendra Singh. What happens next? What's happening on the ground?
Well, on ground is right now what we know, that all the opposition leaders have moved out. We saw Jairam Ramesh just a while back. He was going back, and we also saw Manoj Jha of the RJD and many others moving back maybe to their places or for a meeting, we do not know, but they were moving back from the spot after Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, Akhilesh Yadav, they were all detained. So nothing is much happening in the protest, on the protest spot is what we know right now. All the other workers, the supporters of the Congress party, the Congress workers, they were all raising some slogans over here. There were Samajwadi Party workers also who were raising slogans in support of the Samajwadi Party, although this was as we have been talking about, being called a protest for the students, but we see politics, high voltage politics, that was on full display and fully audible here at the 7 Lok Kalyan Marg. Also, we have seen that how there has been heightened security after Rahul Gandhi was carrying out the sit-in protest, this barricading. You see, even there was a lot of barricading near the Parliament Street police station. The road just opposite that was also blocked. That's why there's a lot of traffic diversion, and that's what even Jitendra Singh, Dr. Jitendra Singh, who is the MOS PMO, also said that it is of course affecting the daily life. The protest, the movement was also obstructed. The common man also was in fact stuck in new traffic snarls. What we saw, because there were multiple roads that were blocked and there were diversions. So yes, the government had also like Jitendra Singh said, Dr. Jitendra Singh said that being a party and the senior leaders, we hoped to have a dialogue and resolve the issue. But when they went back to him, he put out two more demands, which clearly indicate somewhere that the Congress party was out to make it a protest and was adamant on staying over and getting more headlines maybe. Yes, Abhishek.
Can we say that the protests are over at Lok Kalyan Marg, the road which has Prime Minister's residence, that Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and other Congress leaders who had accompanied the Gandhi Vadras, they have been taken out by the police, evacuated from the place? We saw Akhilesh Yadav being physically lifted. Have Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra also been taken out?
Yes, Rahul Gandhi has also been taken out, is what we know. There were a lot of Congress workers. There were some workers of the Congress party who were very agitated and they're very angry over here that there was manhandling by the police. They were alleging that the media is not being allowed to go there and show what was happening. But we saw the visuals have come out and we see how you just mentioned about Akhilesh Yadav being lifted and he was detained. So has been Rahul Gandhi. So it's now not really looking like a hot spot right now. It's not an active location as we speak, because there are now only police vehicles and even the police van that has been stationed over here for any untoward incident. It remains stationed right now. The situation is peaceful right now. As I said, many of the senior leaders of the opposition, of the Congress party and the Indy bloc have been moving out from this and probably they are going back to their vehicles. So yes, this is the situation right now as we are showing you. There is of course a traffic jam at this hour. We anyway expect that there will be traffic jam, but yes, given the situation today, what has happened yesterday and what has happened today here in the stretch, there is heightened security and there is more barricading on different corners of the lanes that connect the 7 Lok Kalyan Marg.
All right, Rakshita, stay with us. In fact, we also have Saurav joining us live from the other protest location. So, Saurav, can you tell us what's happening with the other side of the protest, the CJP protests? I believe they continued through the day, but with much reduced intensity than what we saw yesterday.
Yes, Abhishek, you rightly mentioned that today there are very less number of the people who joined the CJP protest at Jantar Mantar, as there is a high security placed at that area. As yesterday, the national capital has seen a violence in several areas of they have witnessed several areas. The violence was witnessed in the national capital at several areas, including
Saurav,
the Janpat.
can you tell us where exactly you are? Because the cops are really wanting you to move. Can you tell us where exactly you are and where the protests are happening?
currently we are present just few meters away from the 7 Lok Kalyan mark, and here after the detention of the senior leaders of Congress, Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, and Samajwadi Party leader Akhilesh Yadav, they have been detained by the police. Now,
is this the bus in which they have been taken? Is this the bus that came out in which they have been taken?
They have been taken in another bus. This is the other bus in which the paramilitary forces are being brought back to their respective stations at this location. And as you can see, this whole area has been turned into an unbreachable fort, as there is a heavy police deployment along with the paramilitary forces deployment in this area, and senior police officials are also present at this location, and no one is being allowed to enter this site. Along with several senior MPs were also stopped here at this location, at this very location only, and nobody was allowed to get inside where the exact protest was happening. And several senior leaders of Congress and other India Alliance parties were present inside, outside the 7 Lok Kalyan mark, which is the PM's residence. And currently, the protest is over, and everybody has been taken to the police station, as they have been detained by the Delhi police, and the whole site is evacuated, Abhishek.
All right. Thank you so much, Saurav and Rakshita, for joining us from the protest site of the Congress party. Actually, not a protest site of New Delhi, but the Congress party really escalating it. The government met them more than halfway house, sending in Minister of State in the Prime Minister's office, along with Jitendra Singh, along with the Union Home Secretary. And the Congress then moved the goalposts, said that not just a discussion in Parliament on the NEET issue, but they also want some assurances on the resignation of Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. That's when the government decided that the integrity of the Congress protest is under doubt, or the demands is under doubt. And that's when the police action happened. We have more pictures. All right, let's cut to them. We have more pictures of the protest site evacuation that happened from 7 Lok Kalyan Marg.
प्रियंका गांधी, रणदीप सुरजेवाला, मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे, नासिर हुसैन, तमाम वो सांसद कांग्रेस के जो यहाँ पर पहुंचे हुए थे बिना किसी परमिशन के, वो लगातार यहाँ पर प्रोटेस्ट करने के लिए बैठे हुए थे। जितेंद्र सिंह कैबिनेट मंत्री यहाँ पर पहुंचे, उन्होंने समझाया कि आप यहाँ पर मत बैठिए, प्रोटेस्ट मत करिए, सरकार आपसे बातचीत करेगी। अखिलेश यादव पहुंचे हैं, अखिलेश यादव, मैं तस्वीरें देख पा रहा हूँ, अखिलेश यादव यहाँ पर पहुंचे हैं। अखिलेश यादव आपको लाल टोपी में, धर्मेंद्र यादव आपको साथ में दिखाई पड़ेंगे। आप समझिए किस तरीके से राहुल गांधी और अखिलेश यादव यहाँ पर पहुंचे हुए हैं, और ये हो जाती है, ये प्रोटेस्ट बड़ा हो जाता है कि समाजवादी पार्टी भी अब इस प्रोटेस्ट में कूद गई है। और ये तस्वीर आप देखिए सीधा रिपब्लिक के कैमरे पर लाइव कि किस तरीके से प्रधानमंत्री आवास के बाहर कांग्रेस के तमाम बड़े नेता, तमाम शीर्ष नेता अड़े हुए हैं प्रोटेस्ट करने पर। वो प्रोटेस्ट जो लगभग दिल्ली में 1 महीने से चल रहा था, लेकिन अब कांग्रेस ने उसको अपना समर्थन दिया, और अब आप देखिए किस तरीके से अखिलेश यादव के साथ धक्का मुक्की यहाँ पर हो रही है, राहुल गांधी के साथ भी यहाँ पर देखिए किस तरीके से पुलिसकर्मी उनके पेश आ रहे हैं। तो ये सीधा तस्वीर आपको दिखा रहे हैं, अखिलेश यादव है, पुलिसकर्मियों से दूर हटने के लिए कह रहे हैं, राहुल गांधी भी यहाँ पर है, शायद अब यहाँ से हट जाए। तो ये लाइव तस्वीरें आपको दिखा रहे हैं किस तरीके से यहाँ पर धक्का मुक्की हो रही है, और ये धक्का मुक्की अब इस कदर बढ़ चुकी है कि आप देखिए राहुल गांधी को यहाँ से हटाया गया है, अखिलेश यादव को यहाँ से हटाया गया है, और ये तस्वीर सीधा प्रधानमंत्री आवास से आ रही है। लेकिन अभी भी अखिलेश यादव, राहुल गांधी अड़े हुए हैं, वो यहाँ से हटने को तैयार नहीं है, वो अड़े हुए हैं कि ये प्रोटेस्ट वो जारी रखेंगे। और ये देखिए किस तरीके से यहाँ पर जो पुलिसकर्मी हैं वो भी यहाँ पर खींच कर कार्यकर्ताओं को लेकर जा रहे हैं। तो ये एक ऐसा प्रोटेस्ट, एक ऐसा सीन यहाँ पर क्रिएट हुआ है प्रधानमंत्री आवास के बाहर, जहाँ पर कांग्रेस के बड़े नेता राहुल गांधी, लोकसभा नेता प्रतिपक्ष, वो नेता विपक्ष यहाँ पर हैं, और अखिलेश यादव यहाँ पर हैं। आप देखिए पहले कांग्रेस के नेता यहाँ पर बैठे हुए थे, अब अखिलेश यादव भी यहाँ पर पहुँच गए हैं। तो ये तस्वीरें बयां करती हैं इस तरीके से राहुल गांधी और समाजवादी पार्टी के तमाम नेता अड़े हुए हैं प्रधानमंत्री आवास के बाहर प्रोटेस्ट करते हुए। बड़ी बात यह है कि जो छोटे छोटे कार्यकर्ता हैं उनको यहाँ से हटा दिया गया है, उन कार्यकर्ताओं को यहाँ से हटा दिया गया है, लेकिन राहुल गांधी और अखिलेश यादव अभी भी लगातार टिके हुए हैं।
Well, those were deferred live pictures of the evacuation carried out by Delhi police of the Congress party leaders, where Akhilesh Yadav also joined Rahul Gandhi. But then now that area, the road called Lok Kalyan Marg, where 7 LKM, the Prime Minister's residence is, has been cleared of the protesters. Congress party, they're clearly trying to hijack what began as student protests and of course seems like surrogated by some parts with the CJP. That's our focus in primetime debates. Be there. Short break. News is back on the other side.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे.
In the India Today Best Universities Survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School Bengaluru.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है? आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट? स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट.
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान.
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट.
पापा
सॉरी यार, गलती हो गई है. ये चोट खर्चा वर्चा.
अरे लास्ट बॉल पे छक्का भी तुम्हारा.
छक्का?
सब कैशलेस हो गया है. हाँ.
ला भाई मेरा बैट. वो अभी तो ठीक हुआ तू.
चार्ज हुआ यार.
बैट किसका है?
टाटा AIG है तो भरोसा है.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ.
8 मिनट में तैयार.
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला.
यानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं.
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा. रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना.
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं. रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड.
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाई जीरा से. MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से.
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा.
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम. AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी. थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात. वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है. अरे मेरे राजा.
पापा
सॉरी यार, गलती हो गई है. ये चोट खर्चा वर्चा.
अरे लास्ट बॉल पे छक्का भी तुम्हारा.
छक्का?
सब कैशलेस हो गया है. हाँ.
ला भाई मेरा बैट. वो अभी तो ठीक हुआ तू.
चार्ज हुआ यार.
बैट किसका है?
टाटा AIG है तो भरोसा है.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है? आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट? स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट.
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान.
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट.
I wake up wearing someone else again. Skin tight like porcelain. I don't recognize these eyes. Something scratching from inside. Don't let it slip. I'm losing control. I don't wanna be safe anymore. Underneath there's a fire they can't keep. No more faces.
Finding myself. That's my moment of Sarah.
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे.
We cannot say that we will see relief for sure, but yes, definitely messages are being exchanged between Iran and the United States, and both of them have confirmed. Messages are being exchanged and both sides are looking or examining the messages which they are receiving. Marco Rubio has also indicated that, and similarly the Iranian Foreign Ministry has indicated that. As of now, America is definitely hammering Iran, especially the coastal areas and south of Iran, right? The ports, the civil infrastructure also, the bridges, the roads, the towers, the radar system towers and all, so that it can degrade the capabilities of the Iranian forces to impact and influence the Strait of Hormuz. However, whatsoever be the
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार, विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाए जीरा से, MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा सिर्फ असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH
पापा
सॉरी यार, गलती हो गई है। ये चोट खर्चा वर्चा।
अरे लास्ट बॉल पे छक्का भी तुम्हारा।
छक्का?
सब कैशलेस हो गया है। हाँ
ला भाई मेरा बैट। वो अभी तो ठीक हुआ तू।
अभी तो डिस्चार्ज हुआ यार।
बैट किसका है?
टाटा AIG है तो भरोसा है।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट, ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
यानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है।
अरे मेरे राजा,
सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला। पापा
सॉरी यार, गलती हो गई है। ये चोट खर्चा वर्चा।
अरे लास्ट बॉल पे छक्का भी तुम्हारा।
छक्का?
सब कैशलेस हो गया है। हाँ
ला भाई मेरा बैट। वो अभी तो ठीक हुआ तू।
अभी तो डिस्चार्ज हुआ यार।
बैट किसका है?
टाटा AIG है तो भरोसा है।
I wake up wearing someone else again, skin tight like porcelain. I don't recognize these eyes, something scratching from inside. Don't let it slip, I'm losing control. I don't wanna be safe anymore. Underneath there's a fire they can't keep. No more faces.
Finding myself, that's my moment of Sarah.
We cannot say that we will see relief for sure, but yes, definitely messages are being exchanged between Iran and the United States, and both of them have confirmed. Messages are being exchanged and both sides are looking or examining the messages which they are receiving. Marco Rubio has also indicated that, and similarly the Iranian Foreign Ministry has indicated that. As of now, America is definitely hammering Iran, especially the coastal areas and south of Iran, right? The ports, the civil infrastructure also, the bridges, the roads, the towers, the radar system towers and all, so that it can degrade the capabilities of the Iranian forces to impact and influence the Strait of Hormuz. However, whatsoever be the extent of American attacks, it seems Iran is retaliating back, and Iran is also succeeding a little bit, and which is enough for Iran. So every night, CENTCOM says that we've done X number of sorties and bombed infrastructure to degrade the Iranian forces. And then after that, Iranian missiles and drones go, and especially Iran seems to be targeting right now more Kuwait, Bahrain, and Jordan.
India questions the CJP goons. Exact Shaheen Bagh Red Fort toolkit. Arnav will expose CJP goons tonight at 8 p.m.
Presenting by Zoho Business Software, trusted by 15 crore users.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. watching Republic.
Hello viewers, you're watching Super Prime Time. I'm Jantar Mantar and these are some of the top headlines that we're tracking for you at this hour. CJP goons caught on camera assaulting and hurling stones at police officers. Video proof access of CJP goons attempting to lynch police officers. Even female officers not spared. They were assaulted, caught on cam evidence of assaults at Delhi police. Role of the US deep state under scanner. How did the US embassy predict riots 3 days before the violence? Shahinbag, Jahangirpuri, Red Fort protests and now CJP. Same pattern being followed to incite violence in the national capital. Nationalists, time to come together and speak up against the CJP goons and their senseless violence. Viewers, we begin with a major breaking news coming in. Union Minister Jitendra Singh has said that Congress has not moved any notice on NEET in the Parliament. And in fact, Congress have not moved any notice to discuss on NEET. That was a statement of Jitendra Singh as he said that the minister saying that the Congress in fact has not moved any notice on NEET in the Parliament. This after several ruckus and had caused a disruption in the Parliament, moving for both the houses to be adjourned for the second day as well. And this after they claimed that they demand for a discussion on NEET. Even now, the minister has confirmed that there has been no notice that has been moved by the Congress to discuss on the NEET issue that has been on the top of the escalating violence in Delhi, with several protesters now demanding justice for the students, which has been now been hijacked and now has been turned into a violence against police. And now this has again been confirmed as exposed by Jitendra Singh, saying that the Congress in fact has not moved any notice. Let's take a listen to his statement on that.
राहुल गांधी से क्या बात हुई सर? राहुल गांधी से क्या बात हुई? सर बात नहीं करेंगे तो रहने दो। सर जितेंद्र सर, राहुल गांधी से क्या बात हुई? बाद में भाई सर आप बोल रहे बाद में। सर आधे घंटे तक आप लोग बैठे रहे, राहुल गांधी माने कि नहीं आपकी बात? सर राहुल गांधी से क्या बातचीत हुई सर? सर हाई सिक्योरिटी जोन में बैठे हुए राहुल।
I'm now joined by my colleague Sarthak with more details on this. Sarthak, this is a major revelation from the minister himself. Now he is saying that after 2 days of the parliament being disrupted, caused by the ruckus from the opposition, and now he confirms on Republic that in fact there has been no notice that was moved by the Congress to discuss on the NEET issue. And despite that, there have been several protests to demand justice for the students, and it has been hijacked. Now the opposition leaders are also backing behind the CJP protests on that as well. Sartha, give us more on that.
Absolutely, Amrita. This is a breaking news that we are getting for our viewers, that Union Minister Jitendra Singh has claimed that no notice was moved in the Parliament, no formal course of action was taken by the senior Congress leaders or Rahul Gandhi against the NEET issue. On the other hand, they went on to protest outside the PM house at 7 Lok Kalyan Marg. As a matter of fact, Union Minister Jitendra Singh has also claimed that the government, he was sent by the government to speak with Rahul Gandhi after Congress leaders staged a dharna outside the PM house. He urged Rahul Gandhi to end the protest and instead resolve the issue through discussions. According to him, what he has said, that Rahul Gandhi initially said he would suspend the protest if the government assured a discussion in Parliament on the NEET paper leak related issues. However, the latest that we are getting, Rahul Gandhi and the senior Congress leader, none of them sent any notice in the Parliament against the NEET issue. On the other hand, they decided to formed this protest outside the PM house, and this comes right after a violent protest that happened yesterday, where properties were vandalized, several of the police officers were hurt, and they were injured. And Jitendra Singh has also said that he contacted government top leadership, and he was authorized to assure Rahul Gandhi that the government was ready for a detailed discussion on NEET in the parliament. He alleged that when he returned with the assurance, Rahul Gandhi added a fresh demand after that the education minister should resign. Besides that, Singh claimed that he told Rahul Gandhi that changing the conditions in this manner was not gentlemanly behavior and did not suit the leader of the opposition to behave in this manner. He said that the government representative ended the talks, and he calls the episode unfortunate for the democracy. Half an hour ago, nearly 45 minutes ago, several of the Congress leaders and representatives of the Congress were detained by Delhi police. They were having this massive protest outside the PM house, demanding all these things. They were taking this route to NEET issue in a form of a protest. However, the latest that we are getting has been confirmed by Jitendra Singh.
Right. Also, Sarthak, could you put into perspective, because earlier today Rahul Gandhi also met with Jitendra Singh regarding this as well, and then Jitendra Singh also confirmed that there has been no such notice. Can you put that into perspective for our viewers also?
Yes, absolutely, Amrita. Like I was saying, they took a protest route the route to protest against Prime Minister Modi and the government for the NEET issue. However, it has been confirmed by Jitendra Singh that Rahul Gandhi himself had given a confidence that they would be moving a notice in the parliament against the NEET issue. However, it has been confirmed by Jitendra Singh himself that they have not done that. As a matter of fact, after they confirmed and after they gave this confidence that they would be moving a notice, Rahul Gandhi added a fresh demand where he wanted the education minister himself to resign. But however, no formal notice has been served in the parliament. They took the route of protesting against the government outside the PM house, and several of the Congress leaders have been detained by Delhi police after that, Amrita.
Right, Sartha, continue to stay with us. I'm also joined by my colleague Rakshita outside of the parliament, and she has been tracking all of this in great detail today. Rakshita, can you tell us more on that? Because this is a major revelation now. Jitendra Singh saying that the Congress did not in fact move any notice to discuss on the NEET issue, despite the Congress backing behind and moving behind the NEET student protests, all of that in the past many weeks. And now with this violent escalation of the protest, that's also backed on the NEET examination. No, we all know that the re-examination has been concluded successfully, with several students emerging meritorious on that. And now the Republic in fact questioned that this has been an opportunity for the opposition to drag this issue. But then why did the Congress did not even move a notice to discuss that on the floor of the parliament?
The Congress party is now taking this opportunity, or rather this CJP, as a front. It is to cover its own failures. The opposition has not been strong enough, and it seems to be now piggybacking on these goons. That is the most unfortunate part, that they stand with. There's not a word of condemnation of what has happened yesterday in the capital city. NEET leak happened. This happened back in April, May. It happened in May. A re-NEET examination has happened successfully. And there have been measures taken to ensure that there is no lapse, there is no glitch. But despite that, we see that after 3 months, this is another opportunity that has been sought to get out the government. Now, they have all the right to raise questions on the floor of the parliament. But ruckus, disruption and no debate takes the parliament nowhere. That is their duty to, in fact, all the lawmakers to debate and not disrupt. Secondly, what happened yesterday outside on the streets? We've seen the Congress leaders on backing it. What has been happening, and today now they go and march to, they were earlier planning to march to the Rashtrapati Bhavan. They only later realize, that is also again a sad part, that how they are not so aware about what is happening, that the Rashtrapati, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, is not even in the country. Then the plan is changed. The Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha is adjourned till tomorrow, and then they have another strategy. What is the strategy? To march to the Prime Minister's house. And from that location, Rajaji Marg, that is Mallikarjun Kharge's residence, the Congress president's residence, to that stretch. We saw a lot of workers of the Congress party, even the Samajwadi party, and then outside the Prime Minister's, nearby the Prime Minister's house, again a high security zone. Jitendra Singh came to him personally to in fact, of course, talk it out, to have a dialogue. They did have a dialogue. So Rahul Gandhi can't even say that the government does not listen to anybody. So they listened, they heard their demands, and they agreed to it as per what is claimed by Dr. Jitendra Singh, and then he goes back to it. So what is the real intention? What is the real intention of what has been happening in the name of protest is the question. And what is the opposition now trying to derive from it? What gains are they trying to derive from it? Political gains. Are they trying to use it as a political opportunity? Because they are in dearth of any sort of an issue that they are able to raise. Their Bharat Jodo Yatra has yielded no result. Clearly, now they are resorting to maybe a Bharat Todo Yatra, because this is what has happened yesterday. The Tukde Tukde gang playbook, that entire toolkit was in the works in the national capital. And we saw how there has been support coming in now from the radical Islamist extremist groups like the Jamaat-e-Islami, who were part of what happened, the anarchy that was seen, that completely undemocratic movement that was witnessed in Bangladesh. How it began in the name of students. The same thing happened as Gen Z protest in Nepal. First, it started as Nepo Kids hashtag, just like the Cockroach Janata Party had started with what the CGI has said. And here comes suddenly someone called Abhijit Dipke. He arrives back after some bots. He shows his popularity and followers. This has been another pattern that is to be studied. One cannot look away from it, Amrita. And now it's unfortunate that the opposition, instead of having serious discussions and having serious debates and raising issues, here we have the opposition now being hell-bent on raising issues. So much so that even when the demands are agreed to, they change their demands, they change goalposts. That begets the question, is their intention only to gherao and make a spectacle out of a dharna?
Right. In fact, Rakshita continued to stay with us. So we are also joined by my colleague, Saurav, for more information in this. Saurav, in fact, that is the question I'd like to raise once again, because the moment the opportunity is given on the floor of the parliament event, Minister Jitendra Singh has said that the government, in fact, agreed to have an open discussion on the parliament regarding the NEET issue. But in fact, the parliament proceedings were disrupted, and the house has been adjourned for the second day again. And now the opposition leaders are now out, seen on this protest site protesting, and even Rahul Gandhi was earlier detained by the police as well. So that raises the question, is the Congress really ready for an open discussion on NEET?
Yes, Amrita, the Congress party is just using the CJP protest as another movement to create India into Nepal or Bangladesh-like situation. They want to push India into such kind of situation, and they are thinking that this could lead to a regime change. But I want to tell our viewers that CJP protest is nothing but a foreign-funded protest, and there are several anti-India elements which have joined that protest, and now this protest is clearly, fully politically motivated protest. As the earlier, no party is coming all out in front of the cameras and saying that we are supporting this protest, but today, all the senior leaders, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, Akhilesh Yadav, they all came all out and they have started protesting in support of the CJP protest, which turned violent yesterday, in which several police officials also got injured. They have sustained major injuries in that, and a total of 118 police officials were injured and they have been admitted to the hospital. But the Congress party and the whole India alliance is saying that there is nothing, but they are not talking about the police officials. They are just talking about the people and the students and the goons who got injured in the lathi charge by the police and the police has to resort to the lathi charge and use tear gas as they were turning violent and they were charging towards them. They were destroying the public property and they were vandalizing the vehicles at the same time. And this is a very unconstitutional protest which is going on in the heart of the national capital in Connaught Place and several other areas. But the major point here is now all the political parties, the whole India alliance, have came in the support of this unconstitutional protest, and they are supporting the people who have resort to violence, who have taken who have tried to make a riot-like situation in the national capital. On the other hand, the claims of the whole India alliance that they are not having a dialogue with them, they are not ready to talk to them in the about the NEET issue in the parliament, both in the upper house and the lower house. But today, Union Minister Jitendra went to the spot. They had a word with Rahul Gandhi, and they said that no such kind of motion to speak over NEET has been given in the parliament. And other than that, the
yes, in fact,
central government is
yes,
ready
in fact,
to
Saurav,
speak
that's
to
the question Republic
central
has been
government.
raising since yesterday, ever since we have been tracking the anatomy of the protest and how it escalated. Thank you so much, Saurav and Sarthak, for joining us on this broadcast. And we have another breaking news coming in as well, because now Republic has accessed chats that now uncover a deeper conspiracy where there have been several statements that have been exchanged in these chats ever since the protest began, and the manner where the police was attacked, the narrative that was created to make a Nepal-like situation, to rip apart the parliament, and there have been several chats that was going on, and the Republic has accessed this. That all of them show a deeper conspiracy was behind, and it was at work as well. In fact, Republic will. In fact, we will show you on your screen some of these chats too, and they were also saying that this is the last day of the Prime Minister, and then we also had showed you visuals yesterday of the protesters that it's saying that they will create a Nepal-like situation, because this now shows, it exposes, in fact it exposes that this was pre-planned, and not just pre-planned, but it in fact there was a deep conspiracy to create such an environment in Delhi. Now coming to you, Rakshita, this is a very serious, very serious allegation, not just allegation, very serious unmasking of such anatomy of a protest, as we can say, and that to create a Nepal-like situation when the parliament session began in the heart of Delhi, this raises very serious charges as well. Your details on that, Rakshita.
Well, the authenticity has to be ascertained, but then it indeed is very, very dangerous, because you have to notice how this is completely planned. If you see how they are mentioning about what happened last time during protest. So is this, those behind this, are they part of those who are running toolkits for such protests? Who have been unleashing violence and anarchy on the streets in the past. This country has seen that in the past 4 to 5 years. We've seen that happening in the national capital. And when they say that last time also this happened, if you quote from those protests, if you quote from those chats, I beg your pardon, that last time also the police used jammers. So now what you do, you use the Bluetooth based or software, or they are trying to now take out some plan B, what happens next. And more so, what is glaring is that they are ready for sacrifice. They are saying that even if there is one death, it will be mounting pressure on the government. This is very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous as to what has been mentioned there in these chats. In these chats, there are also talk about how the network jammers were used, so they will be connected with some groups using Bluetooth. There are alternative ways to stay connected even if the internet services are jammed. So this is all part of a conspiracy. So all this is under investigation. The fact that they are ready to blow this up into bloody violence, that they are ready for bloodshed, that they want bloodshed is the intention. So do the people of the opposition, do the MPs who are protesting and those who are backing this anarchy, this hooliganism, this criminal violence, are they going to justify, if any, any untoward incident that happens is the big question. So yes, these chats are under scrutiny. Not just the chats. This is part of the electronic material that is being investigated by the law enforcement agencies, but also the CCTV footages, the body cam footages, the drone footages, all are being now examined as part of this investigation.
That's right. Thank you so much for all of those details, Rakshita. And in fact, Republic will be continuing to expose this CJP goons who have been unleashing such violence again and creating such vandalism on public properties. Police officers harassed and assaulted, deliberately targeted, and the network and the deep network and conspiracy behind all of this protest, and how the opposition is also jumping behind this CJP protest as well. All of this will be exposed at 8 p.m. on the debate with Arnab Goswami. Everything will be laid out in bare. Coming up to you all of this after a very short break.
Co-powered by Crystal Crop Protection. देश का किसान, देश का हीरो.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
In the India Today Best Universities Survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School Bengaluru.
Our Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा से। MTH का जल जीरा, जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH।
पापा।
सॉरी यार, गलती हो गई है। ये चोट खर्चा वर्चा।
अरे लास्ट बॉल पे छक्का भी तुम्हारा।
छक्का?
सब कैशलेस हो गया है। हाँ।
ला भाई मेरा बैट। वो अभी तो ठीक हुआ तू।
अभी तो डिस्चार्ज हुआ यार।
बैट किसका है?
टाटा AIG है तो भरोसा है।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
ऑप्टर रोमा मैनुअल वाइंडिंग 4 लोगों के पास है ये।
कुछ इससे भी अनोखा।
कमला पसंद सिर्फ एक अनोखा स्वाद। कमला पसंद पान मसाला।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट।
स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान। अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
वाओ मम्मा, क्या स्वाद है?
अरे मेरी राजा।
I wake up wearing someone else again. Skin tight like porcelain. I don't recognize these eyes. Something scratching from inside. Don't let it slip. I'm losing control. I don't wanna be safe anymore. Underneath there's a fire they can't keep. No more faces.
Finding myself. That's my moment of Sarah.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया? आया।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
में भेजा था रेस्क्यू करने के लिए। एक डिप्लो हो गया, 2 हो गया मोरियानी में, हम लोग का बाकी सेठो हो गया जोहट में। तो हमें भी मस्जिद में कुछ लोग फंसा हुआ है, उन लोग पे हम बाहर निकालने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। अभी गोलाघाट से एक टीम आ रहा है, और सॉरी हुजाई से अभी तक आया नहीं, आप पहुंचा नहीं, आ रहा है, रास्ते में है वो लोग।
Did Dipke plan the violence? CJP a front for political parties? Theatrics of Dipke falls flat. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Presented by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies since 1820. TVS iQube, India's favorite family EV. Co-powered by Crystal Crop Protection, Desh ka Kisan, Desh ka Hero.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
रानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
पापा
सॉरी यार गलती हो गई है। ये चोट खर्चा वर्चा।
अरे लास्ट बॉल पे छक्का भी तुम्हारा।
छक्का
सब कैशलेस हो गया है। हाँ
ला भाई मेरा बैट। वो अभी तो ठीक हुआ तू।
जो डिस्चार्ज हुआ यार।
बैट किसका है?
टाटा AIG है तो भरोसा है।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है।
अरे मेरे राजा
बड़े बड़े इम्तिहानों से गुजरता है, वक्त तराशता है जिसे, तो जाने क्या क्या न करता है। जब तक खुशबू सबसे बेहतरीन न बन जाए, आराम के लिए नहीं ठहरता है। जब तक लाजवाब न बन जाए, उसे नहीं इत्मीनान है। तभी तो रिचमंड बनना नहीं आसान है।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
I wake up wearing someone else again. Skin tight like porcelain. I don't recognize these eyes. Something scratching from inside. Don't let it slip. I'm losing control. I don't wanna.
India questions the CJP goons. Exact Shaheen Bagh Red Fort toolkit. Arnav will expose CJP goons tonight at 8 p.m.
Presenting by Zoho Business Software, trusted by 15 crore users.
There has been brutal violence carried out by the goons of the CJP. And I've always suspected that this is not a CJP movement. It's a group of gundas masquerading as students. What is this dangerous anti-democratic ecosystem that's being built in this country? Who the hell are these CJP people to talk about burning parliament, attacking policemen, wanting a free run in this country? We will stand against you. And with reason, logic and strength, make sure you are not allowed to break our country. China will love this. China allows no democracy, no protests on its own soil. And who has signed a secret agreement with the Chinese? Mr. Rahul Gandhi. The American deep state, who Rahul Gandhi directly or indirectly always appeals to intervene in India, is watching this. To the deep state of America, to the deep state of China, to their puppets, the Republic Media Network and I will stand firmly against you. And we will ensure that the kind of violence that you carried out today, this moment when you took out your mask and revealed your true intent, this moment is never forgotten.
Did Dipke plan the violence? CJP a front for political parties? Theatrics of Dipke falls flat. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Presented by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies since 1820. TVS iQube, India's favorite family EV.
It's an organized group of gundas who say that they will burn down our parliament. These CJP goons came with organized attempts at violence. They were carrying stones and hurling it directly. These were not protesters. These were goons, and I've always suspected that this is not a CJP movement. It's a group of gundas masquerading as students.
मैं अकेला वहाँ फंस गया और जिसने पब्लिक ने मुझे अच्छी तरह लिंचिंग की और मेरे साथ बदतमीजी करी और मारपीट करी.
CJP, now that you have taken off your mask and you have made it absolutely clear you want violence to break our country apart, we will stand against you.
Did Dipke plan the violence? CJP a front for political parties? Theatrics of Dipke falls flat. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Presented by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies since 1820. TVS iQube, India's favorite family EV.
It's an organized group of gundas who say that they will burn down our parliament. These CJP goons came with organized attempts at violence. They were carrying stones and hurling it directly. These were not protesters. These were goons, and I've always suspected that this is not a CJP movement. It's a group of gundas masquerading as students.
मैं अकेला वहाँ फंस गया और जिसने पब्लिक ने मुझे अच्छी तरह लिंचिंग की और मेरे साथ बदतमीजी करी और मारपीट करी.
CJP, now that you have taken off your mask and you have made it absolutely clear you want violence to break our country apart, we will stand against you.
Army, we all are one and we fight as one. And Indian Army, whenever the chips are down, Army is called and Army performs. It is because of this oneness, and that is what the country is.
वो शहीद आजम भगत सिंह, राजगुरु सुखदेव, मंगल पांडे, इस्तफाकुल्ला खान, रानी झांसी, चंद्रशेखर आजाद, सुभाष चंद्र बोस, उनको पता होगा राष्ट्रवाद क्या है.
The basic military value that anybody who wears the armed forces uniform, he imbibes the country. Country comes first.
from the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
On the show tonight, among others, how did the CIA know in advance about what the CJP was about to do? How did the CIA, the American intelligence, know about what the CJP was about to do? And at 9 o'clock tonight, the theatrics falls flat. AAP versus CJP versus Congress. Complete hypocrisy as the Tukre gang comes together and then fights among itself. Protest is a right, but lying is not. Deception and working against national interests cannot be allowed. The nation wants to know tonight, how did the American embassy know in advance about the details of the mass mobilization which was about to happen on the 20th and 21st of July, down to the last detail. This is a very serious matter. I repeat, how did the CIA, America's Central Intelligence Agency, know in advance which organizations would join, how they would try, which points they would congregate in, how would they try to break the border of the national capital region? Both the American embassy and the shady, mysterious, dirty tricks CJP need to explain what's going on. The Americans knew where the protesters would gather, down to the last point. They issued a full advisory well a week before the Delhi police even put up a barricade breach. This is very mysterious. How did the CIA know? Now just see the terrible, terrible, terrible violence which is going on now. The murderous and brutal violence and attempted lynchings of the Cockroach Janata Party workers, their murderous organized mobs, and examine the way in which Abhijit Dipke, surrounded by a murderous mob, points to the person who has to be lynched. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen. He points a finger and then look at the way. He points a finger and then he tries to say that he's against it, but he's actually pointing a finger at a rapid action force personnel in uniform whose helmet is taken off and who is then almost murdered on the spot. Viewers, this is a dangerous man who has come from America. This is not Dipke losing control of his violent mob. This is his plan. His plan is to carry out lynchings and targeted lynchings of security personnel. His plan, if you see these visuals one after the other, is to spread violence and bloodshed in this country. The visuals tell you everything. This is an exact copy-paste implementation of the Nepal model, where between the 8th and 10th of September 2025, mass murders were carried out in Kathmandu and surrounding regions. Institutions were burnt with a singular American plan to carry out regime change. That is what the Americans wanted. So there was the use of an American social media tool called Discord, and it was used very effectively by the CIA, and that's how regime change happened in Nepal. And now, viewers, think of Sonam Wangchuk, the dangerous son of a very senior Congress politician. He's a dynast. Sonam Wangchuk is the son of a Congress minister. He had planned, in his own words, an Arab Spring type revolution in India in June 2025. He was getting money from foreign NGOs. And then on 24th September 2025, when his FCRA license was cancelled, he instigated something in which 4 people died and 60 people were injured in Ladakh. And then he kept talking about repeating the Nepal type violence in India. Sonam Wangchuk, I repeat, was getting a lot of money from foreign groups. And he was taking that money. And when his license was cancelled, he instigated the violence. So it's all about money for Sonam Wangchuk. Money and power. lot of money which he was getting from a foreign route, which this government put a lid on, and power because he wants to be a politician like his Congress minister father. Dipke, on the other hand, who is now leading the attempted lynchings in Delhi, has a different plan. He models himself on someone else, and you know who that is. He models himself on the anti-Hindu Delhi riots accused Omar Khalid. And there are instances after instances after instances when he has been very, very active and vocal in his support for the Tukre gang. Now, Abhijit Dipke does not want to talk about that now. And the Bollywood brigade of Sonakshi and Shabana and all the rest of them who are supporting this member of the Tukre brigade would not like you to know that Abhijit Dipke has been a great fan and supporter of Omar Khalid, which proves that he is an official member of the anti-India group. Now he's trying to present himself as a student, which he is not. God knows what he's been doing for the last few years in the United States of America, which he doesn't want to talk about, by the way. Why don't you ask, what were you doing in the US of A? What were you doing? Were you studying? Did you extend your stay? Did you extend your visa? What kind of job were you doing? What are your sources of revenue? Viewers, be logical. Assess things logically. Let the CJP answer the questions they face. Now, their allegations they also are facing now with screenshots of emails from influencers that big money was offered, almost 65,000 per post, to make pro-CJP videos and push them on social media. 65,000 per influencer video and post. 10,000 such posts would require an aggregate net amount of 65 crore rupees. 65 crore rupees. If you're offering 65,000 in collaboration fees, that means you're ready to pay 65 crore rupees for 10,000 such videos, which is approximately the number doing the rounds. We want to know, and we have a right to know, who is pumping this kind of money, who is investing that kind of money into the Dipke murderous mob CJP group. Let the CJP explain. They're asking so many questions of others. Let the CJP explain, and especially now that their violence has crossed all limits. And the Republic Media Network has totally exposed with proof that the people who are claiming they are students, and we got some yesterday, when they come back after the violence, they say, we are not students at all. We don't study. We gave up studying in class 10. We're not going to give the NEET exam. We are happily employed somewhere else, which means it's a part-time occupation to carry out violence. Besides, viewers, and these are counterfacts, the CJP, these are the kind of people out there. These are not students. They're saying we're not students. We're just hanging around. We did some violence. We're coming back. That's it. Now, besides all of this, there are also some screenshots doing the rounds where CJP supporters are saying, and this is most shocking, it's been reported everywhere, there are WhatsApp groups they have where they are saying today is the last day of the Modi government. Another person says at least one person should die. If one person dies, then we will be able to put proper pressure on the government. What is going on, Abhijit Dipke, Shabana Azmi, Sonakshi? Why don't you ask these questions? Nasiruddin Shah, why don't you ask these questions? This Abhijit Dipke fellow, who is carrying out mass violence in Delhi, should also explain whether it is true that it has now come out that 3 very expensive, large-scale corporate influencer marketing agencies were hired to push his content. 3 major, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest of industrial groups would not have this kind of money. But for CJP, 3, as is reported, major influencer marketing companies were hired who put in money, invested money to push and pro-CJP content. Is this why these nondescript YouTubers have been on the ground? Is this part of a paid campaign? Tell us, YouTubers, how much money are you getting? So viewers and nationalists, let's assess things rationally. Find out for yourself whether it is true also that the same American embassy of Donald Trump had organized workshops to train select journalists, to even pay money to select influencers, to pay money to select journalists, and that people happily took $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 because, you see, some people are totally shameless. They don't care whether they are part of a deep state operation. Was this money paid by the Americans for free? Let me tell you one thing about the Americans. They truly believe there is no free lunch. So if they're giving 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 to random Indian journalists and influencers, are they doing it for free? No, they are not. They have an intent. This is the army they have, and now they are putting it to effect. But I want to tell the Americans, put all the pressure that you want. We are not going to sign the trade deal on your terms. I want to tell the Chinese, put all the pressure that you want. Narendra Modi is still going to ensure that the Indian Ocean region does not become the Chinese area of influence. Do what you want, Rahul Gandhi and China. Rahul Gandhi and China, do what you want. We will have a strong presence in Nicobar. Rahul Gandhi and China, do what you want. India's presence in the Indian Ocean region will be unchallenged. So, finally, to countries who are using the Mir Jafars and Jayachands within, we want to tell you, the people of India are not going to watch and let you go unanswered. We will answer. We will answer with facts and with reason. Because remember, the enemy is watching India's growth. It does not like it. It will stop at nothing to destabilize our Bharat, our great nation. Let's debate.
Cops assaulted, vehicles vandalized. The true face of the CJP protests has been exposed. Stones were pelted on police officers. Total anarchy was seen in the streets of the national capital. Several police vehicles were vandalized as the so-called students' protests took a disturbing turn. In another twist, the US Embassy advisory cautioning its citizens 4 days before the violence raised the question of foreign elements in the protests. So how did the US know of these protests? Were they involved? The playbook and the toolkit seems similar to earlier rounds of violence that the national capital has seen of late. From the Shaheen Bagh protests over CAA-NRC in 2020 to the Red Fort protests of 2022 that were not by farmers. The questions over the origins and the conspiracy behind the Monday protests and the violence continue to get murkier.
There's the emergency press conference of the BJP. When it comes to it, going to cut to it, Rohan Gupta of the BJP, Subrashtra and Sushil Pandit on one side, Piyush Joshi of the Aam Aadmi Party, Vivek Srivastava and Ratnakar Tripathi on the other. First question, Piyush, can you tell us how the American Embassy and the CIA knew about the nature of the protests, the location where the protests would happen, and more importantly than that, the places where the attempted breach of the national capital region would happen and the places where these so-called groups would congregate in advance? How did they know in advance? Is there some line going on between the CJP and the American Embassy?
So your question is to me that how did the CIA and the American Embassy knew about all this? Well, this question
how
is
did the
for...
CIA and the American Embassy know about the CJP plans in advance?
Okay, so you know about that CIA, you're drawing that inference because of this advisory, which is.
I'm not talking about a general advisory. I'm talking about advisory which talks about specific areas, places to congregate and the dates when it happens. Yeah, right?
I got the point, sir. I got the point, sir. Just allow me to respond. You know, this is not a question for me to answer.
It is a question for you to answer because you're supporting them. You can't say, no. Subrashta, is this not a question for him to answer? When it's supporting them, I'm asking you, how does CIA know? Now he's saying it's not for me to answer. How come?
Just hold on, sir.
No, how is he saying not to answer? Viewers, is it a question for AAP to answer? I think it's a question for AAP to answer because you are in a tactical arrangement with them. You are in a tactical arrangement with them, with the CJP. Subrashta, what do you think? Should she answer that?
Of course, he should answer all kinds of questions.
Louder. Yeah.
He should answer all these questions because in a democracy, if you have a right to question the government and a right to dissent, then people also have a right to dissent against dissent. So it's a question, and it's a very factual question.
I understand, Subrashta. I agree with you on this, that there is a right to dissent and there should not be any kind of violence. What Arnab asked me was
I'm not going to, listen, I'm not going to listen to a sermon on violence. After what the Punjab police has done to the ITI protesters
you asked a pointed question to an Aam Aadmi Party person.
Arnab asked a simple question. I just amplified the intensity to say that yes, you should be able to answer. How does the CIA know of all this? It's a very simple question.
Could you please allow me to respond? Okay, so, we talked about the same thing about Sonam Wangchuk and the government withdraws all the cases against him about the Ladakh protest.
Nobody mentioned Sonam Wangchuk.
Ladakh protest, Arnab
it's not a question of Sonam Wangchuk right now. The question is how did
Arnab mentioned Sonam Wangchuk in his introductory remarks, ma'am. I think you missed it.
No, I have also said, no, 1 minute, don't avoid this question. I'll come to Wangchuk.
Allow me to answer.
Piyush, I'll come to Wangchuk. But I repeat the same question.
Even if it is unpleasant for your ears.
Nothing's unpleasant. Even the abuse, the maro, police ko maro, tod do, sansad ko ukhad do, that is unpleasant to my ears.
Fair enough, that is unpleasant to my ears as well.
No, I think you like it.
I'm with you on this.
I think you like it.
But well, that's your presumptions. You can presume anything about me or about anyone else for all I care. But I'm going to speak the truth here, however unpleasant it may be for your ears or for the ears of all those supporting Bharatiya Janata Party. It is for the government to answer. It is not for any political party.
How does the CIA know what the CIA? Is it a okay? 1 minute. I think it's a legit question.
Ask any raw spokesperson, bhaiya.
Yeah. Okay, fine. All right. Now I show a video. All right, bhaiya.
The problem is, Arnab, the problem is on the last day of each protest, whether it is the farmers' protest, whether it is the protest in Ladakh, whether it is the protest against this NEET paper leak, they conveniently turn violent. Protests which have been
what do you mean conveniently turn violent?
अच्छा एक सिंपल सी क्वेश्चन मैं आपसे पूछ लेता हूं कि भाई 19 तारीख के यदि हमें इतना पता था कि सीआईए और यूएसएस में इन्वॉल्व है, किसने सरकार को रोका था? नड्डा जी ने अभी भी बात करी. नड्डा जी 18 तारीख को बात कर लेते, 17 तारीख को बात कर लेते, 16 तारीख को बात कर लेते.
Rohan in. It's a very, you must understand that the country has been pushed to a very dangerous situation where there is an attempted regime change by you. There is an attempted regime change operation that is going on, and allow me. I have one visual to share. Please look at it carefully.
This is an attempted legitimization of paper leak which is going on.
No.
This is an attempted legitimization.
By the way, Piyush,
which have been shut down since Narendra Modi
the people who are carrying out the violence. We asked them. Listen to me. Don't speak. We asked them. Paper leak, NEET. They said we know nothing. We said but NEET नहीं NEET के बारे में कुछ नहीं पता है. क्या करना है? संसद को उखाड़ने आए हैं, जलाने आए हैं. नीट के बारे में कुछ पता नहीं. आप स्टूडेंट्स हो? नहीं हम पढ़ाई लिखाई नहीं करते. अच्छा आप स्टूडेंट नहीं हम कोई छोटी मोटी नौकरी कर रहे हैं, हम ऐसे टाइम पास कर रहे हैं, हमको वायलेंस करना है. Now you may call them students. Okay, now my question is now remember
the same remarks you mentioned in your introduction.
Remember your party.
In your introduction, now let me just allow me to respond.
Piyush, there are some other panelists. Can I go to them and I'll come to you in a minute? 1 minute.
Just 1 minute.
No. 30 seconds. You've taken the entire first 10 minutes. Viewers, remember.
It is just like an old Bollywood movie in which goons of the party in power participate in the protest and make it violent.
Okay, now
in this case, it is the ED party.
The violence has been extreme. I would not make it a big issue, but I want to show a visual full frame where Abhijit Dipke is pointing a finger in the direction. Abhijit Dipke is pointing a finger. He knows what is going to happen, and on his instruction, on his specific instruction, the mob starts attacking and almost kills a rapid action force officer. I say, who the hell is this America-returned Abhijit Dipke to try and organize a lynching of a rapid action force officer? And viewers across India, if you're going to allow this to continue, if you're not going to question it, know that the nation's future is at risk. And Rohan, I don't know why you're allowing it. The violence is extreme. Let me run 1, 2, 3, 4, all the instances of violence tonight. Because I want the people of this country to choose.
No.
If you're going to allow this murderous violence, this mob mentality in our country.
The dresses of the RAF personnel.
Let me answer. I think my name is Rohan and he is Vivek. He has forgotten that. Let me complete. Let me complete, Vivek ji.
Vivek and Rohan, take the visuals in the middle and show all the visuals of the violence. Producers, not just one. Thank you.
Yeah. So Arnav, in democracy, everybody has right to protest.
Run
and
them
yesterday morning, you see that government has maintained the restraint. Everything was smooth. It was only afternoon this toolkit got activated, and the kind of news what you are giving that the two, three agencies were activated, social media, the kind of attacks were made against the police to incite them. So it is all planned, and that is what we have to see, that this toolkit is again active, like what we have seen in Red Fort toolkit or at the time of farmers. It's dangerous for the country. And what let me complete, Vivek ji. I never spoke in between. Let me complete, Vivek ji. Then you can speak. Let me complete.
Okay.
So Arnav, the problem here is it has to be investigated that if it is students' protest, how can they hire such a big agencies? It means it is pre-planned. Number one, if up to afternoon yesterday everything was normal, what happened after afternoon that it got incited because they felt that what they wanted, they could not achieve.
Vivek,
and government has successfully handled the issue.
And you feel they don't have demands, tell Ladda not to talk to us.
Successfully till afternoon. After that, because of their objective was not achieved, all these people got activated, and we could see whatever it is. Still, the police corps, they maintained the restraint. We could see stone are pelted. We could see how police people were being injured. So this is not a normal protest. We have to differentiate between the students and the elements which have joined this after afternoon. That is dangerous. Because this is the politics of this current political opposition, where they are not getting support from the people. They are hiding behind mukhota of this kind of people and doing whatever they want to do. This is dangerous for the country. Again, I am telling, in democracy, everybody has right to protest. But at the end of the day, you use the protest for your political gains, and in past, you have failed on many occasions, and still you are trying to playing with the security of the country. I think that is a dangerous thing for the country. And this country is smart enough, the youth of the country is smart enough to understand the differentiate between the real protest and the political protest.
I now want to show you another point tonight. I'll take a moment, viewers. Before I come to Ratnakar Tripathi, Sushil Pandit and the others, I want to tell you, if I can run anywhere the visuals with the ambience when the policemen are being beaten up. And this murderous group, none of them are students. Let me tell you, they are all frauds. They are professional gundas. They are gundas. They are only going maro. Audience, can I increase the ambience, viewers? You will see the visuals, You will see the maro visuals. They are saying maro, and this is
these are one-sided visuals.
Oh, I'll show you one-sided visuals, my dear. Don't worry about
that. There's a girl on ventilator.
Yeah, now I want to tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing. The Red Fort incident, don't forget, reduce his volume. He's a real, I'm telling you, this guy is a real North Korea supporter. Listen to the video. Seeing who's attacking whom. You're seeing how the security personnel are being attacked. You've seen how the rapid action force personnel was almost lynched on the instructions of Abhijit Dipke. You think these visuals are AI generated? They are not. This is the reality of what this dirty CJP is all about. We must confront fake people like Nasiruddin Shah, Shabana Azmi, And all these people sitting between Pali Hill and Breach Candy and thinking they can tell us about what is right for the country. If you want to choose to be anti-national, I tell them you can be. But we are not going to be quiet and not counter you for it. Okay? So speak for yourself, my dear. Now listen to me. We saw what happened in Red Fort. We saw what happened in Red Fort. And look at these visuals. Policemen being beaten. We saw what happened in Red Fort. In 2021, the Tukde Tukde gang brought down the tricolor in the Red Fort. In 2026, this Tukde Tukde gang, this Umar Khalid supporters, this Isa kind of people are on the street organizing violence in the national capital. I ask you tonight, viewers of Republic, members of the Nationalist Collective, nationalists, Rashtravadis, how long will you allow this? How long will you allow these paid people to try to break up the country? And I think it is important that Rahul Gandhi reveals what his arrangement with the Chinese is, and let me tell you why. Let me tell you why, Sushil Pandit and Ratnakar Tripathi, because this is going to be helping China. You will ask why. I'll tell you why. Can I come back on screen? You see, viewers, Prime Minister Modi visited Seychelles in the end of June. Within 10 days, he went to Indonesia, 6th to 8th of July, where the long-stalled Sabang-Nicobar strategic corridor was on the table. All of this feeds India's Great Nicobar project, which is an $11 billion transshipment port, international airport, military infrastructure at the mouth of the Strait of Malacca, through which the majority of China's energy imports pass. If Narendra Modi's Great Nicobar project is created, right, it is India's answer to Beijing's quote-unquote Malacca dilemma. This is a project which will allow India to monitor and potentially interdict Chinese naval and merchant traffic at the second largest oil choke point on the planet. India will become very powerful. China will be majorly affected. Now remember what happens within days of Modi's Indonesia trip, where he said, don't forget, Nicobar is only 150 kilometers from Indonesia. Immediately, General Secretary of CPM, M.A. Baby, lands up and meets the Chinese embassy officials. Within days of that, he meets Cockroach Janata Party founder Abhijit Dipke. When Republic confronts M.A. Baby about the Chinese embassy event, he tells Republic's reporter Harsh, don't misbehave, shut up, and walks away. Ladies and gentlemen, the CJP Wangchuk protest explodes into violence exactly 5 days later on the opening day of the monsoon session. And that is why, Sushil Pandit, Congress must explain what its China link is. We are not going to let this go unanswered. We want to know whether this is the same party where the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation took money from the Chinese embassy. We will ask. We will ask.
To resign.
And everybody in the country will start asking now.
Protecting a wrong man. That is the root of the problem.
Vivek Jinping, keep quiet. Keep quiet, Vivek Jinping. This is Republic. NEET has, you keep quiet. Have you ever sat for a NEET exam?
I keep quiet.
Huh?
Why don't you have the
You keep quiet. NEET is over. NEET has
Pradhan?
been held. It's been a successful retest. 58% of the people passing are women. Now I saw some people at the CJP protest. You know what they were saying, Sushil? I got 300 out of 700. Dharmendra Pradhan must resign. Who are these fools? You got 300 out of 700. You failed the NEET exam. You failed it. Try better next time. Keep quiet. Vivek Jinping. Keep quiet. Jinping. Ratnakar and this one, Sushil. Take him off here.
Yes. Arnab, if it was not clear to you when the leader of opposition suddenly became an environmentalist, left the assembly election campaign in the middle to go to Nicobar in order to stall a certain project. That was his priority. In the middle of elections, he goes away, leaves his party in lurch. And what for? To save a few trees in Nicobar Island.
Yeah.
To stall a project.
Chinese agent.
That's what he did. That is the level of commitment to Chinese interests. Of course, we should not talk about the MOU about which they don't want to go public for the last almost 20 years now. Of course, we should not talk about the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation getting all kinds of donations from them. But more than that, Arnab, the point is you have in the panel a person who is never shy of defending Tiananmen Square crackdown where people were run over by tanks. And here he is saying that a baton charge was not in order, even when the protesters went violent. That is the level of hypocrisy you have to encounter when you have fifth column in this country proudly wearing their allegiance on their chest. He is not the only one. There is a bunch of indoctrinated people, whether it is in Congress, whether it is in the left movement, who will sell us down the street so cheap for power. The same party had Mani Shankar Iyer going to Pakistan on a TV show saying, "Inhe hataiye, hame laiye, phir dekhiye kaise dosti hoti hai Hindustan aur Pakistan."
Don't salute ministers.
This
They
is
are not
what-
sycophants.
You know that person.
What was
you
the-
know Mani Shankar Iyer was in Cambridge in 1960.
You do. That is the difference.
War was happening, and this man was lobbying support for China in that war. They called India an aggressor, and they were raising
open calls.
they were
People want to
raising
call.
sources for China. Mani Shankar Iyer, I'm naming him. In 1962, when he was in Cambridge, he supported China in Indo-Chinese war.
Shame,
he
shame,
was member
shame.
of a leftist group there.
Ratnakar.
That is the DNA of people you are dealing with, Arnab. There is no surprise about it.
No,
there
but-
shouldn't be any shock about it. We
Now-
should be better prepared.
Yeah.
We have to be better prepared.
Now another thing which is coming out, Ratnakar Tripathi, and please answer the specific question, is the 65 crore part. 10,000 posts, 65,000 per post, 10,000 posts of the kind that are circulating right now. The involvement of corporate social media influencer marketing agencies approximates a budget of about 50 to 65 crores. Who is pumping in this kind of money? Is this a logical question people will not ask right now? Right? Because the violence is very much out there for all to see.
No, I'm not going to answer any specific question.
Why would you not answer the specific question?
No, I will.
No, but you just said you will not answer the specific question.
Let me answer your things first.
No, I'm
Now,
asking you, this is my thing.
please,
I want to
please.
know 65 crores in a social media
बोलना है कि नहीं
campaign.
मुझे?
Pardon me?
बोलना है मुझे?
मैं
सब
बोलना है,
मुझे
मैं सवाल का जवाब देना है, बोलना नहीं है,
तो मैं
सवाल का
आपको
जवाब।
जवाब आपने जितनी बात बोली है उसका दूंगा ना। आप मेरा
हाँ, तो
एग्जाम्पल
मैंने कुछ बोला नहीं, मैंने सवाल
2011
पूछा।
जनवरी, नवंबर 2014 और 2019 नवंबर। 2019 में अरुण सिंह के नेतृत्व में, 2014 में भगत सिंह कोश्यारी के नेतृत्व में और 2011 में नितिन गडकरी के नेतृत्व में भाजपा का प्रतिनिधिमंडल विधायकों और सांसदों के साथ कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी ऑफ चाइना से मिलने गया था। आप देख लीजिए, उनकी वेबसाइट पे है। एंड यू वर नॉट टॉकिंग, प्लेसिंग एनी क्वेश्चन, यू वर डेलिब्रेटिंग द फेल्योर ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट व्हिच फेल्ड टू सेंस what CJP
So you are supporting, you are now supporting the left parties. You are supporting the left parties. Thank you for confirming it. Right? Rohan on the top. Yeah.
Who said your excellency 7 times to Trump? You were talking about कि सोनम वांगचुक के पिताजी कांग्रेसी थे।
नहीं थे क्या? नहीं थे क्या?
साथ खड़ी थी जब डैडी को।
सोनम वांगचुक कांग्रेसी नहीं है। सोनम वांगचुक कांग्रेसी नहीं है।
अरे सुनिए, किरण रिजिजू कांग्रेसी नहीं है।
मैं पूछ रहा हूँ आपको।
2009 से 14 तक किरण रिजिजू कहाँ थे?
Was there anything factually incorrect in what I said?
पार्लियामेंट्री अफेयर मिनिस्टर इनका कांग्रेसी है।
No, I'm asking you a question.
आप बोल रहे थे सोशल मीडिया
Don't go angry. अभी एक ट्वीट आई है इधर, भाई अगर किसी की मौत होती है तो उसमें तो सरकार पे ज्यादा प्रेशर आएगा। भाई ये देखिए रोहन जी, भाई किसी की मौत होती है तो उसपे ज्यादा प्रेशर आएगा। ये सीजेपी वाले एक दूसरे को व्हाट्सएप कर रहे हैं।
The youth and students.
भाई एक की मौत होगी तो प्रेशर ज्यादा आएगा। ये किसने व्हाट्सएप किया है? क्या आप भी इस ग्रुप में हैं? रोहन, हैव यू सीन दिस?
Yes, I just saw it. Yes.
हाँ रोहन, हैव यू सीन दिस?
Yes.
अब रत्नाकर जी बिल्कुल चुप, बिल्कुल चुप।
मैं खूब बोलूंगा।
This is dangerous. This is dangerous.
आपने 25 नीट के एग्जामिनीज को मार
बच्चों
दिया है।
के don't use the sentiments of the students. The government knows what is to be done. Government conducted re-NEET properly. Don't misuse the sentiments of the students. Don't hide behind students. These are the anti-elements they have taken over this protest. And now your only motive is to do violence, to do something big where you can get the attention. That's it. Talking about Modi ji like that, trying to create ruckus. What is this? Is this the protest? It is a peaceful protest. It shows the frustration that whatever they wanted to do, they could not achieve. So now they are taking this route after yesterday's afternoon. That is what is happening. Otherwise, it is a peaceful. Why will they damage the policemen? Why there was a violence? If till afternoon everything was smooth, Mr. Wangchuk was taken to the hospital without any kind of issues. Everybody was allowed at Jantar Mantar to do the peaceful protest. It is only after the call to go towards Sansad, which was political on the first day of the parliament, which always happens by opposition, whether it is Hindenburg, whether it is a farmer protest, everything on the first day of the parliament. Why? Is it a political protest? No. Where there was no political.
Then why did you take a U-turn on farmers' protest? If farmers were terrorists,
so they
why did you take a U-turn?
The students' protest and do politics in the name of that. The
violence, ladies and gentlemen, another fact which has now come out, and I ask all the woke types. I'm told a lot of woke people have been going with candlelight Subrashta to Jantar Mantar. Right? All the woke types have been going there, right? To them, I would like them to ask, because they would have business links, how is it that 3 top agencies, I have the names, one based in Bombay, one in Delhi and one in Bangalore. The founders of these firms have been hired to publish pro-CJP supportive content. Finance influencers, lifestyle influencers, entertainment influencers, they are suddenly coming in on a political protest. I am not saying that Sonakshi Sinha has taken money to put out the post. I hope not. I have no proof that Sonakshi Sinha has taken money to put out the post. But I can certainly tell you that there has been there is reports of a paid marketing campaign. Now I want to know, Subrashta, regardless, when policemen are being killed, when Abhijit Dipke started lynching, where is Shabana Azmi now? Where is Nasiruddin Shah now?
For paid campaigns?
Where are they now?
Why does BJP hire ad agencies?
Where are they now? Subrashta,
last I heard Shabana Azmi couldn't handle the heat and she was really distressed and had to be taken away. Or
to her farmhouse.
On her own accord. No, there are videos.
Yes.
There are videos.
Yeah.
She was not well. Vivekji, I don't think you know about this.
She is 75
pray
years
for her
old.
good health, and I hope that she learns
She fell ill. She was taken to the guard's cabin where she had water. Her father was a member of the CPI, and she was born in one room of the CPI office where she lived.
What am I supposed to do with that information? Shabana Azmi is no Gen Z. Neither Shabana Azmi has any stake in the NEET paper leaks, nor does any of her children. The problem is, Mr. Vivek Srivastava, that she needs to put her. She can go and give, all those kisses to the protesters, for all I care. The problem is Shabana Azmi has nothing to say to the government today. Did Shabana Azmi know that CJP did not reach out to the government for all these days?
Shabana came.
What was she protesting for?
Students who were fasting break their fast. लेफ्ट की स्टूडेंट नेहा का अनशन
वो लेफ्ट के लिए गई थी ना, वो लेफ्ट के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए गई थी. थैंक यू फॉर सेइंग दैट. थैंक यू फॉर सेइंग दैट. दिस एग्जैक्टली व्हाट आई एम सेइंग.
हमारा आंदोलन है. हमारे बच्चे लड़ रहे थे, हमारे बच्चे बैठे थे.
This seemingly organized protest is a small
किया.
विवेक जी, आपकी बहुत खराब आदत है कि आप दूसरे को बोलने नहीं देते. आप जब बोलते हैं मैं बहुत ध्यान से सुनती हूँ.
ठीक है, आप बोलिए.
This is the allegation that I have against this protest. It is not a consolidated students' protest. It's a protest by different political parties who are on ventilator, trying to find their own, political feet among the
wrong to do? Is it wrong to do that?
Vivek ji, you have every right to be a fool for all I care. My problem is when the bill against exam leaks was being discussed in the parliament in 2024, Did you not foresee that exam leaks will not be contained by the clauses of the bill that's there?
Why don't you, for once, Subrashtra,
I'm asking a very specific policy-based question.
that had
because I
Dharmendra
would like
Pradhan
to assume
resign,
that the
there would
students
have been no
protesting
agitation,
in
no
Jantar Mantar
violence,
today want a
Why
systemic
did the
solution to
Honorable
this
Prime
problem
Minister of this
and
country
don't
not take a
just want
stand?
to involve themselves in the kind
I
of
just want to know.
political
I
slugfest
just want
that's
to know
happening.
where has the money come from. Rohan and Piyush. Simple question, what is clear to all of you, like the All Eyes on Rafah campaign, the same manufactured virality, the same silence on the Pahalgam terrorist attack, the same silence on Operation Sindoor, selective outrage, pro-Pakistan line, coordinated timing, right? Foreign talking points. My demand is straightforward. By the way, Piyush, there is Rohan, I want to tell you something very interesting. There's a big fight that has broken out for credit between the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party. ये स्टूडेंट वुडेंट का कुछ केयर नहीं करते, एक दूसरे पे इतना फाइट चल रहा है इनका, इट इज डिस्गस्टिंग. इसमें संजय सिंह सेज सीजेपी के धरने को कमजोर करने के लिए मोदी जी ने राहुल गांधी को अपने आवास पर धरने पे बिठा दिया. इस पर कांग्रेस पार्टी कहती है आपके धुआं क्यों निकल रहा है. What is this dirty language going on between AAP and Congress? Why don't you do something positive for the country? इसमें भी आपका credit war चल रहा है. Tell me, did either of you pay the money to CJP?
Just hold on.
No, I'm not holding on. This is horrible. This is disgusting. Piyush, what are you people doing?
What is your question?
My question is, what is this fight going on between Congress and Aam Aadmi Party? There's violence going on, a Nepal-type situation. The CJP has gone mad. They've carried out organized violence. 118 policemen have been injured. They say we are going to burn parliament, and you are fighting to take credit for them.
No, it's not. Just hold on. It is surprising. Don't you find it surprising? Because you started by mentioning Sanjay Singh ji's statement. First and foremost, there's nothing wrong with whatever Sanjay Singh ji said. There's nothing unparliamentary in that statement which he has made before the media. It is so surprising that, students are not allowed to march, yet Rahul Gandhi is allowed to protest right outside the parliament's residence, the Prime Minister's residence. Don't you find it surprising? There has been no one who has been willing to talk to Mr. Wangchuk, talk to him about breaking his fast, convince him to do that. Not one leader of the ED party went there at Jantar Mantar and held any kind of dialogue. However, as soon as Rahul Gandhi goes outside the Prime Minister's residence, two ministers run out to request him. कि अरे बाबा नहीं ये मत करिए आप, ये क्यों कर रहे हैं आप Prime Minister के आवास के बाहर. So don't you think there is a tacit understanding between the Bharatiya Janata Party and the ED party? As far as the budgeting is concerned of CJP and hiring of all these three agencies, I have no information to that effect. However, this is the ED party's specialty. ED party can always send a couple of their ED officers and then figure it out who paid whom. Now, let us talk about the real issue, Rohanji. What prevented JP Nadda in last 20 days, 25 days to pay a visit to Sonam Wangchuk at Jantar Mantar, and all these entries could have been avoided?
Do you feel this is protected?
Question number 2, sir.
If the three agencies are involved,
sir, just allow me to.
Do you feel this is fabricated?
You can answer peacefully.
Just answer that.
Rohanji.
My question is, if these three agencies are involved, do you feel this protest is fabricated? Answer that. Then I will answer your question.
Rohanji, respectfully, Arnab asked me to, ask me for my answer. I answered, and I'm just posing.
No, you are asking me
questions.
Question. That's why I'm asking you.
Had you conducted? Just one more question, and then.
So answer that. If these three agencies are involved,
before me.
Professionally,
had you conducted the NEET exam properly, none of this event would have happened. And
no, you tell me if these agencies are hired, do you feel these protests are influenced by somebody? How students will get this much of money? How students will get this much of money? If they are protesting at Jantar Mantar peacefully, you tell me who has paid the money?
How did the CIA know? How did the CIA know? How did the CIA know? Fundamental question, Sushil. How did the CIA know? How did the CIA know? Is there a CIA hand in this?
नेशनल हो जाता है और कोर्ट में 6
एंटी नेशनल नहीं, ये प्रूफ है, CIA न्यू, CIA को खबर किसने दी?
कोर्ट में जाके, अच्छा तो सोना मांगचुक की
CIA को खबर किसने दी?
यदि सोना मांगचुक चाइनीज एजेंट है तो
सुशील,
सरकार ने क्यों छोड़ दिया?
अवॉइडिंग द CIA question.
प्रश्न पूछ सकता हूँ?
Exactly. It is CIA's business to know because CIA, American Deputy Secretary of State, Christopher Lando, in January in Delhi said, we will not repeat the mistake we committed with China. We won't let India emerge as a serious competitor. That is why it is CIA's business to know when to disrupt, how to disrupt,
missionaries of charity,
who to use for such disruption. It is CIA's business to know. They don't want India to emerge. They don't want India to emerge as a serious competitor, as a serious
calls are coming in. Mahesh is calling from Pune. Mahesh is calling in from Pune. Mahesh, are you there? Mahesh, are you there? Chris from Kolhapur. Chris, are you there? Chris, Mahesh, Raksha from Pune, are you there?
Good evening, Arnav.
Is that Chris or is that Mahesh?
I'm Christopher Johnson from Kolhapur.
Go ahead, Christopher. Yeah. What's going on,
Very good evening. I'm fine, thank you. Thank you so much, Arnav, for taking up this matter. You know, Chris.
I hear you. Go on.
Yeah. You see, Arnav, whatever is happening, I feel it is a deep state that cannot bear to see the rise of India. They just don't want the Modi government to succeed in what great work it has been done since the last 14 years. And I would like to ask that anarchist Army Party person sitting there, how does he back this kind of violence where policemen are injured? Not one, about 100 of them are injured.
180.
Are they backing anarchy?
Yeah, Piyush, I can't hear you. Louder. Audio control is to do its job. Audio.
Condemning the violence. I have started by condemning, and I have stated.
Condemning is not the answer. How did the Americans know?
Sir, hold on.
How did the America? I'm not holding on. How did the CIA know what the CJP was about to do? Which points they would protest in? Where they would enter from? How did the CIA of America know the whole plan in advance? Tell me.
Sir, Minister.
How did they know on 16th what will happen on 21st?
The Home Ministry is so incompetent it can't figure
No.
it out.
How did the American intelligence agency know?
Is the MEA so
No.
incompetent
It's
it
like
cannot figure
asking,
it out?
is the government incompetent, which is why Pakistan carried out a terrorist attack? Don't be absurd. Our next caller is Raksha from Pune. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to be extremely careful. There are people who want to bring down an elected government, who want to carry out regime change, who have declared intent to burn parliament, and who say they will create Nepal. And Shabana Azmi is not talking now. Sonakshi Sinha, Shabana Azmi, Bollywood Brigade is not talking about the violence, but we must force them to reply. Yes, please. Now,
Yeah,
Raksha from Pune. Raksha.
Hi, Anna. Thank you, everyone, for allowing to give our opinion. So I would like to say, asking a resignation of Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan on what basis? Firstly, if in your house, the head of the family, is he asked to resign or leave the post of head of the family just in case someone else did the mistake? And on top of that, if the head of the family, and here the education minister, has not just solved the problem by reattempting, he accepted the problem, solved it, and he also brought in the solutions that in future it will be computer-based test, multiple exams will be done, the number of attempts will be limited. So in one shot, he is solving 3 problems, so that children do not waste the golden years by giving exams again and again. Computer-based multiple tests, so filtering is perfect. And I would also like to request parents, guardians, institutions, it's high time, build your children strong from beginning, educate them, because education does not guarantee.
Right now, Raksha, there are students who are coming and saying we got 300 out of 700 and Dharmendra Pradhan must resign. Now, viewers, I want to tell you something, and my last point, I'm sure Ratnakar Tripathi will respond to it. A few days back, the American Secretary of State flew straight to Kolkata, and Marco Rubio met the missionaries of charity. Sonia Gandhi wants to support conversion into Christianity in India. That has been her clear campaign. Now, she's not in power. the BJP government is bringing in a FCRA amendment which will stop this forced money-based Christian evangelism. That's where Marco Rubio went there to tell the missionaries of charity, I am with you. Do as much conversion as you want. We will not let FCRA happen. But when the Modi government brought in this parliament, the FCRA bill was right there on top. Now tell me, Rohan, you know exactly what I'm saying. Is this violent protest being supported directly or indirectly by the Americans, funded through the American routes, in order to block the FCRA amendment? Rohan and then Ratnakar Tripathi. This is very important, please. 10 seconds only.
See, Arnav, it is, if you see the overall, the modus operandi on the first day of Parliament session for last 2-3 years, right? Whether it is Hindenburg, whether it is a farmer protest or a Red Fort, why it comes on the first day of the Parliament session? You tell me. Is it, don't you feel, because they feel that this is the time where there's a maximum media attention. If anybody tries to do anything.
But we can't let Americans decide our agenda, Rohan. Ratnakar Tripathi, we can't let Americans decide our agenda.
Just give me, Arnav, I'm coming to that. Hindenburg, where it has come from America.
They don't talk about Hindenburg.
American ecosystem has impacted Nepal, how they have impacted Bangladesh, and that is what dangerously they are trying to do in India. And we have to understand, if again farmer protests have started yesterday, what is the Sahयोग ya Prayog hai? This cannot be done. You have to go in detail. You have to analyze. If it is a pure student protest, which was happening on Jantar Mantar peacefully, till that time it was okay. Why all this happened on the first day of the Parliament session? Why students had to march towards Parliament? It obviously, people knew that nobody will allow them inside the Parliament. Then why the effort was made to sabotage the whole thing which was normally going on? Government had met, the demands were heard, it was conducted properly.
Despite whatever you do, the forcible conversion FCRA bill will be passed.
Got it, Dr. Goswami. You cannot hide the failures of the
Chinese and the Americans can try anything.
Man. You cannot hide the failures of the government by linking things to...
I've given so many facts, you've not been able to say one thing.
One more thing. Rohan Gupta ji, why the transformation of my friend Trump to your excellency? Why he knelt down?
No.
Why he knelt down?
It's a ridiculous response. The debate is hot. At 9 p.m. tonight, the theatrics of the Deep State Dipke fall flat. Deep State Dipke, hashtag Deep State Dipke is in big trouble. Deep State Dipke has been trying to carry out murderous lynchings in the national capital. Who's funding, in a big way, Deep State Dipke? When we are back.
In the India Today Best Universities Survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School, Bengaluru.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
पापा।
सॉरी यार, गलती हो गई है। ये चोट खर्चा वर्चा।
अरे लास्ट बॉल पे छक्का भी तुम्हारा।
छक्का?
सब कैशलेस हो गया है। हाँ।
ला भाई मेरा बैट। वो अभी तो ठीक हुआ तू। अभी तो डिस्चार्ज हुआ यार। बैट किसका है? टाटा AIG है तो भरोसा है।
I wake up wearing someone else again. Skin tight like porcelain. I don't recognize these eyes. Something scratching from inside. Don't let it slip. I'm losing control. I don't wanna be safe anymore.
13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
I wake up wearing someone else again. Skin tight like porcelain. I don't recognize these eyes. Something scratching from inside. Don't let it slip. I'm losing control. I don't wanna be safe anymore. Underneath there's a fire they can't keep. No more faces.
Finding myself. That's my moment of Sarah.
Did Dipke plan the violence? CJP a front for political parties? Theatrics of Dipke falls flat. Debating tonight at 9 p.m.
Presented by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies since 1820. TVS iQube, India's favorite family EV.
It's an organized group of gundas who say that they will burn down our parliament. These CJP goons came with organized attempts at violence. They were carrying stones and hurling it directly. These were not protesters. These were goons, and I've always suspected that this is not a CJP movement. It's a group of gundas masquerading as students.
मैं अकेला वहाँ फंस गया और जिसने पब्लिक ने मुझे अच्छी तरह लिंचिंग की और मेरे साथ बदतमीजी करी और मैं मारपीट करी।
CJP, now that you have taken off your mask and you have made it absolutely clear you want violence to break our country apart, we will stand against you.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Paper leaks have been an unfortunate reality in our country, and the only difference between the Congress and the BJP time is that in the Congress time it kept happening, the Congress did nothing about it. In the BJP time also it happened, but the BJP government has done a substantial amount about it. There is a successful retest of the NEET. The results are out, and more than 11 lakh students have qualified in the absolutely straightforward of circumstances, which means the Congress party did nothing. In fact, the Congress party should be ashamed of itself for talking about paper leaks. They are the master of paper leaks. Every examination in the Congress party time, there was a paper leak. So Priyanka Vadra, who I'm sure has never taken a competitive exam in her life, Rahul Gandhi, who has never also had to take a competitive exam in her life. Rahul and Priyanka, let me tell you, I have taken many competitive exams, and I'm happy to share with you. I passed many, got many through many examinations, won many scholarships, unlike the both of you. So let me tell you, Rahul and Priyanka, you think this country is a joke? It's not. In your time, 2004 CBSE All India Pre-Medical paper leak. 2006 CBSE Class 12 Accountancy paper leak. 2007 All India Engineering Exam paper leak. 2008 Pre-Medical Test paper leak. 2011 Engineering Exam paper leak in Uttar Pradesh. 2012 AIMS Entrance Exam paper leak. Did Sonia Gandhi resign? Did Rahul Gandhi open his mouth? Did Manmohan Singh quit? Did any Congress Chief Minister take accountability? Absolutely not. So these are frauds, ladies and gentlemen. Let me continue. And Gen Z, listen to me. This Rahul Gandhi comes from a party which has carried out the forced sterilization of hundreds of thousands of Indians. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to be very blunt with you. Gen Z must remember Rahul Gandhi's grandmother. She put chili powder down the nose and rectum of students. Rahul Gandhi never apologizes for that. Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Vadra's father, Rajiv Gandhi, justified the massacre of Sikhs. They never apologized for that. They think this country is their Jagir, so they will do what the hell they want and mislead you. Next time, Rahul and Priyanka should ask. Maharashtra HSC, let me continue. Paper leak, 2013, nobody quit. 2013, Rajasthan University paper leak, Ashok Gehlot did not quit. 2013, Rajasthan Public Service Commission paper leak, Manmohan Singh did not speak a word. They do this drama now, and Rahul, look at how Priyanka Vadra is laughing and smiling like she's gone to an amusement park. Ask yourself, has Rahul or Priyanka ever taken or Robert Vadra for that matter, ever taken a single competitive examination? Have they got a singular professional or academic achievement to their name on merit? We know merit. We are children of merit. We fought hard, taken examinations, and gone through the system which they thought belonged to them. Ladies and gentlemen, 2014 CBSE Class 10 Mathematics paper leak, 2014 CBSE Class 12 Economics paper leak. Did Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Priyanka Vadra, Robert Vadra ever open their mouths? Did Manmohan Singh ever offer to quit? Absolutely not. They want to use students. The Rohit Vemula case which they talk about. The Rohit Vemula case, the National Commission for Scheduled Castes later disputed the caste finding. And the political left continued to call it a Dalit atrocity, but the official police and judicial commission position is that he was not an SC. But there was no apology, no explanation, because they wanted to do caste politics. When Anna Hazare sat on a protest, it was called a tactical incursion, a dangerous precedent. Rahul Gandhi attacked Anna Hazare. He said these kind of protests must not be allowed. Rahul Gandhi said fasting to put pressure on the government is wrong. That is what Rahul Gandhi did at that point of time. Now Rahul Gandhi has forgotten everything. And of course, let's say the better about Arvind Kejriwal. When the Nirbhaya tragedy happened, the rape and murder of Nirbhaya, 16 December 2012, the victim died on 29 December 2012. There were massive protests. The same Rahul Gandhi kept quiet and did not even come out of his house for 11 days. Now he wants to do the drama because he knows that some Americans have funded CJP because he's losing elections. Just before Bihar, he thought he will play the caste card and he indicated that he wants street violence. Now he's trying to support a campaign because the CIA has advanced knowledge of it. Rahul Gandhi, first ask, how do the American intelligence agencies know about where the protesters will gather? How did they issue a full advisory? Even before the Delhi police put up a barricade breach, how did the CIA know which way the violence will happen? Ladies and gentlemen, please remember, now they are fighting. AAP and Congress, it is laughable. They are abusing each other on Twitter. They are saying, why is smoke coming out of you? They are using bad language to attack each other because they want credit. But what do they want to take credit for? The NEET issue has been dragged too long. It is over. 20 lakh have appeared. 11.21 lakh have qualified. The overall pass rate is an astounding 56%. The highest score is 715 out of 720. And if there are students who come out on reels and say, we got 300 out of 700, Dharmendra Pradhan should resign, that is absolute stupidity. If you fail an exam, you can't force Dharmendra Pradhan to quit. Fact is, there is a fracture in the Indie bloc. There's a fracture in the Indie bloc. And now use of the word cockroach, which is the unfortunate word which was used by the Chief Justice of India. Now, Rahul Gandhi, you are questioning the Chief Justice of India. You are the grandson of Indira Gandhi, who tried to destroy the Indian judiciary itself. You are the son of the man who justified the massacre of Sikhs, extrajudicial killings. You are the nephew of a man who organized organized terror and organized a mass sterilization campaign, your uncle, where sterilizations were carried out many, many more times than Hitler's. Hitler did less sterilizations than Sanjay Gandhi, son of Indira Gandhi, uncle of Rahul Gandhi. These are the things that Gen Z must know. You want to support these people blindly? Please remember. First ask Rahul Gandhi to apologize for the things his father said, his uncle did, and his grandmother did. He comes from a family, ladies and gentlemen, now they want to hold candles, but this is the same family that held candles under the souls of students to teach them a lesson, that shoved chili powder into their noses and their rectums. Will Rahul Gandhi apologize for that? If I put out the ledger of what his family has done to this country and the people of this country, and Rahul Gandhi, you want to carry out regime change? Really? You think you will be allowed to carry out regime change in the Nepal-Bangladesh model? Well, let me tell you, Rahul Gandhi, it will not happen. We will not allow that. Fight an election and win an election. India is not Nepal. Don't use this man, your man, Sonam Wangchuk, the son of a Congress minister. Don't use him to try and push the Nepal model. Ask Sonam Wangchuk instead why he was talking about Nepal after his FCA license was cancelled and he was refused to take in Swedish money. When money came from Sweden into Sonam Wangchuk's account, when that was stopped, why did Sonam Wangchuk take the Nepal line and quote the Nepal line? Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have proof here that there is a social marketing influencer campaign which is paying money to influencers to push the pro-CJP line. To these social marketing companies, I'm saying, our eyes are on you. Be very careful. Don't do anti-national things. And if as a consequence of your irresponsible rush to money, any more security people in this country are injured or attacked, then the nation will not forgive you. To those social media marketing corporate companies, Republic is following what you're doing. You have a money trail. Stop what you're doing, confess, come out clean, and to the nationalists of this country and members of the Nationalist Collective, spread this video. We need to create a mass information campaign to counter what appears to be a foreign-funded misinformation, disinformation campaign. So spread the video, support Republic. Let's debate.
सभा की कार्रवाई चलने दें। सभा की कार्रवाई कल मंगलवार दिनांक 21 जुलाई 2026 को प्रातः 11 बजे तक के लिए स्थगित की जाती है।
Failing to put the government on the mat inside the parliament, the Congress sought to hijack student protests today. Rahul Gandhi, for his own political survival, chose to sit on sudden dharna outside PM residence, demanding discussion on NEET despite successful re-NEET examination done by the centre.
इशू स्टूडेंट्स की है, यूथ के फ्यूचर की है, और ये जो किया जा रहा है, लोगों को मारा जा रहा है, पीटा जा रहा है, दिस इज कंप्लीटली अन इंडियन।
अब ये मुद्दा इतना ज्वलंत इसलिए है क्योंकि देश के युवा हैं ये, और ये समझ रहे हैं कि हमारे फ्यूचर, हमारे भविष्य के लिए क्या है।
This is the same Rahul Gandhi who in 2011, while addressing the parliament, said that using a hunger strike to pressure lawmakers into passing a law set a dangerous precedent for democracy. Today, the same Rahul Gandhi is standing in support of a hunger strike.
A process divorced from the machinery of an elected government that seeks to undo the checks and balances created to protect the supremacy of parliament, of this house, sets a dangerous precedent for our democracy. Today the proposed law is against corruption. Tomorrow the target may be something less universally heralded. It may attack the plurality of our society and our democracy.
The protests continued despite PM's emissary and Union Minister Jitendra Singh personally meeting Rahul to request ending the protest. The government assured that they are ready to discuss NEET inside Parliament, but Congress refused.
It's very unfortunate the leader of such stature, the LOP, has conducted himself like this, and I politely told him that means you are not in a mood to find a way out. You have made up your mind to have a confrontation. So be that as it, can't help it. And it's so unfortunate to come across something like this, particularly so when this morning itself Prime Minister Modi ji gave out a very candid assurance to the countrymen that nobody responsible for the paper leakage episodes will go scot-free.
Congress was provided wingman support by Akhilesh Yadav.
जिम्मेदारी ये बनती है कि प्रधानमंत्री मांगे, मांग को तो माने, छात्रों की मांग को तो माने। आखिरकार छात्रों की मांग क्यों नहीं मान रहे हैं? आराम दे, आराम।
In a clear competition for attention, the Aam Aadmi Party panned Congress, joining the bandwagon. And then there was surprise entry of Pawars. Sharad Pawar and Supriya Sule visiting Jantar Mantar. It is clear that long after re-NEET is over and successful students are busy curating their careers, Rahul Gandhi and the larger opposition is struggling to find its feet.
Sudhanshu Trivedi of the BJP, P. Santosh of the Communist Party of India, and Tanveer Ahmed is pro-Congress tonight, right? Now, Mr. Santosh, what exactly is going on between the Chinese and the CPI? Because your leader, allow me to complete my question, your leader, right, along with Aishi Ghosh, met the Chinese. And after and around then, the same Aishi Ghosh went and met CJP. And then, 1 minute, you also very well know that the Chinese are opposed to the Great Nicobar project of the government of India, which is aimed at countering Chinese influence in the Indian Ocean region. Do you support the Great Nicobar project of the government of India? Will you say on television tonight that you firmly support India's strategic pursuit of its national interest in terms of the Great Nicobar project, or are you supporting the Chinese position on the Great Nicobar project? Because within days of the Prime Minister visiting Indonesia, Seychelles, and pushing the Great Nicobar project in Australia and New Zealand, you have gone and supported the Cockroach Janata Party. Now,